This is Joseph Lopez. He responded to a Craigslist ad asking for someone to commit murder, and when detectives brought him in for questioning, he spent 2 hours trying to convince them he was the hero of the story. On December 29, 2017, a dairy farm in Adams County, Colorado, became the center of a murder investigation. One day earlier, the family of 19-year-old Natalie Bollinger had reported her missing. Now they had their worst fears confirmed. Natalie had been found dead, a single gunshot wound to the head. She was 19 years old. Detectives moved fast. With a young victim and a grieving family demanding answers, there was no time to waste. But the case offered little to go on until investigators turned to Natalie's phone. What they found stopped them cold. On the very day Natalie disappeared, 111 text messages had been deleted from her phone, all from the same unknown number. Someone had tried to erase their connection to her, someone who knew exactly what had happened. When detectives traced that number, it led them to 23-year-old Joseph Lopez. Now, Lopez is sitting across the table from two detectives, and he doesn't know how much they already know. What follows is the interrogation that would finally unravel the mystery of Natalie Bollinger's last hours. This is that interview.
I thank you for coming here, right? Like I said, when we told you over there at your work, we're just going down the list here, bro. You know what I mean? So, and unfortunately, your number was there. So, yeah, that's why we had to come in and talk to you. You're here, you're on your own free will, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never threatened you, made threats for you to come over here, right?
Not at all.
Okay. And you're free to leave at any time, you know that, right?
Yes.
But we appreciate that you're here, helping us get this, helping us square this away, okay?
Absolutely.
I just wanted to put that out there, so. Cool. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
You already get the written consent and all that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So over there, you wanted to start telling me, you said you think you know what this is about. I didn't want to cut you off, but I had to because, number one, I was cold, bro. I didn't wear a jacket. You had a jacket on. I didn't have a jacket on. That wind was cutting right through this shirt, bro. You know what I mean? So, number two, we wanted to be in a more controlled environment.
Absolutely.
Of course, we're videotaped and whatnot, so I want to go ahead and just pick it up where you left off, bro.
Alright,
Okay.
so what I'm thinking this is all about is someone I was talking to over on Craigslist. I was just on there, looking for like pen pals.
And who would that be?
I don't know her name. I never asked. But
Alright.
what drew me to what she had posted was it was very weird. Like where I was at, it was people just looking like for others to talk to, and what she had posted was something about helping her out with like her own suicide. And I mean, it struck me as odd because that's not usually something you see every day on Craigslist, especially in that part.
Huh.
So I started talking to her, and I mean, she didn't give me a whole lot of details while we were talking, over the phone and stuff.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking, because I suffer from depression and I've tried to kill myself a few times, and I ended up in mental hospitals because of it. And
Wow.
Fortunately, I've moved on from it. My first thought was I really want to help this girl, but the way we were talking, she felt like to me she was adamant about getting this done. Like I was scared to see if I couldn't help someone, that it was going to go in a direction that I didn't want it to go. And
How does all that work,
unfortunately,
communication on Craigslist? Is it texts or you guys email?
So I believe it starts with an email, and then after that you would give someone your own phone number.
If you feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I did give her my phone number, and she did text me, and we started talking, and I convinced her to, meet up with me. So I went to her place and I picked her up and we went for a drive. And during that drive, I wanted to learn what was going on and what was going on with her life and why she was so depressed and sad and wanting to, kill herself. Because I've been there, and I mean, I've been homeless and I've been in mental hospitals twice.
Damn.
It's a road I don't want anyone else to go through.
That's pretty dark, man.
It's just, it hurts me now, especially since I'm a father, that anyone would think that way.
Yeah.
And it crushes me. But we talked, and she started telling me that her boyfriend screwed her over big time by stealing money out of one of her family members' accounts. And he also gave her, I think it was either AIDS or HIV.
You guys got kind of close, huh?
Yeah, I talked to her for a good 2 hours, and I try to tell her, I've been through this and that,
Sure.
it's not worth it, because now look at me, I'm a dad. I have a good job that's fortunately keeping me, because I haven't been able to hold a job since my first mental breakdown when I first went into a mental hospital. And then, I mean, she was listening, but I don't know if she actually took any of what I was telling her into consideration,
Yeah.
And she asked me just to drop her off somewhere, and I was like, okay, where are we going, And that's last time I saw her, really. Like, I tried to talk to her. I dropped her off. What was it? It was a gas station near where she lived, and I started texting her a little bit, and she talked to me for not too much long after that. But after that, she stopped talking to me completely, and it worried me because I couldn't get in contact with her. But after that, I started getting worried, like what's happening now. So I deleted that email account because I didn't want to be associated with anything else that would have happened. And that's it. But I mean, since I'm seeing you guys today, obviously what I was talking to her about obviously didn't work. So it kind of hurts me that I couldn't help someone else like someone else has helped me before.
Sure.
It sucks.
That's what we're just trying to figure out is, one, what she's going through, everything else, and then, I mean, have you helped us kind of put together what was going on with her? So.
Yeah, I mean, it made me cry when we were talking. And
absolutely.
It just it sucks.
So how did you first? You said you met her on a
Craigslist.
Yeah. So what were you on? So you said it wasn't like normal.
It was just regular Craigslist, and first off, it was that email that I had eventually deleted because weeks passed, and then a month passed, and I haven't heard from her. So I was like, this could look bad on me if something does happen, and if she did do something, and I got a family now, and I'm trying to keep my life together. I don't want to bring them into any type of situation where I could potentially get kicked out because my mother-in-law is very strict, and I want to stay with my kid, and I want to stay with my fiance.
Looks like you're doing good and everything, like you said. You're kind of getting your life together. So.
Yeah, especially after the rocky road I've been on.
Yeah.
What email were you using?
It was KYOMIBU.
MIBU?
0606 @gmail.com.
That's the one you deleted?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I no longer use that one.
KYOM, what's that mean? BU?
It's just a anime character.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like Japanimation kind of deal, or what?
Yeah.
Are you into that kind of stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Japanimation, okay. I used to live in Japan, did you know that?
Oh.
You probably didn't know that.
No.
I just met you like 20 minutes ago, so.
Fair point.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What's your email now? Your current one?
My email now is ssgudresvione @gmail.
What is that?
That's another anime thing.
Okay.
Real quick about this KYOMBU.
Mhm.
When did you delete that?
Don't remember the specific date, but
Okay, today's the 8th.
I believe it
February.
was in January,
January.
I think.
January what?
I don't remember.
Beginning of
It was
January.
definitely the beginning of January.
Okay. First week of January, maybe? After New Year's?
I think it was after New Year's. Possibly first or second week.
Okay.
Can't remember. Because after that, I mean, I just wanted to put the whole thing behind me.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, it sucks that it turned out the way it did.
So on Craigslist, you have different categories. And you said you were in a category where that was just kind of really off the wall. What category were you in?
It was women searching for men.
Okay.
And it was Primarily, it's just, people either trying to find someone to date or just talk to. The hookup one is more in the
Casual encounters.
Casual encounters. I was in a different category.
Okay, women for men.
Yeah.
Do you recall kind of what that said that got your attention?
Well, the title itself just said, I'm thinking about putting a hit on myself.
I'm thinking about putting a hit on myself?
I believe that's what it said.
Damn.
And, for that type of category, it's like way out of left field.
Weird.
So I kind of read through what it said, and, it didn't give a whole lot of information on what was going on. So.
What did it say? Do you remember?
Not a whole lot.
From the moment Lopez sits down, he's controlling the narrative. He leads with sympathy, painting himself as a troubled Good Samaritan who reached out to a suicidal stranger on Craigslist. He volunteers his own mental health history, positions himself as someone who understands pain, and frames his deletion of messages and emails as self-preservation, not guilt. But the cracks are already there. His timeline is vague. His reasons for deleting evidence are rehearsed, and he never once asks detectives how she died.
Not a whole lot. It just that she was thinking about it, and she was looking for it immediately. So my first thought was, okay, well, someone obviously needs help and hasn't been getting the help that they need, and being the type of person that I am, I will do anything to help someone at least stay alive.
Absolutely. You've been in that position before, so.
Yeah, and it was because of one person who said, you know what, here's my phone, call this hotline and talk to them, see if they can't help you out. And they gave me a number to a suicide hotline. So, it helped me out a lot, and I ended up going to a mental hospital because of it and recovering my first time.
Mm-hmm.
And
how long ago was that, your first time?
2014.
And the second time?
The second time, 2015, I believe. I was in Greeley at the time. And, the first time was because my roommate essentially just screwed me over. And I ended up getting into about $8,000 in debt, losing my house and my car. Because he was taking my money and using it for other stuff. But,
so you see her ad, and you think that you can help her out, or what?
Yeah, I get some flashbacks of, when I was homeless and basically just couch hopping from friend to friend's place, and then, the part that really hit me is, well, why? Because that was the biggest reason why I didn't off myself, is I sat down and I really thought about it. Well, is it worth it? Can I overcome this?
So you responded?
I did, and I initially went in, thinking, I just want to talk to her, see what's going on, find out what exactly is happening. But I knew if the way I worded it, she wouldn't talk to me at all. Like if I was just, well, why do you want this? Why? What's going on? If I asked her straight out, she wouldn't exactly tell me. So, I went along with the role because I'm a very avid.
What does that mean? Went along with the role?
I'm a very avid role player online. It's what's kept me from my sheltered life, talking to people. And basically, there's an app on my phone where you create a character and you act as what that character would be. So after a little bit, I was like, I'm not getting anywhere. Let's see if I can convince her to meet up with me and see what happens. If I can talk to her and see what's exactly going on, if she will actually talk to me. So I acted as though I was responding to her ad. And eventually I did convince her to give me her address, and we set up a time to meet up. And
how are you guys talking? Like on your cell phone?
Yeah, it was on my cell phone, on my email.
Okay.
And then she did give me her phone number, and I gave her mine. And that's when we went to text.
Where did she live at, or where did you pick her up at?
Crap. I don't remember the specific address. She sent me it, and then I Google mapped it.
Was it around here somewhere, or?
No, it was pretty far. It was at least a half-hour drive from where I live.
What was it towards? South, north, mountains?
I think it was more mountains.
I guess like going up towards Boulderish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not exactly sure, though. I
don't remember where. So
no, it was by a highway, though.
A house?
It was an apartment complex.
Apartment.
Yeah.
Do you remember what that looked like? Anything like that?
They weren't huge buildings, maybe 4 floors. Something you can walk flights of stairs and reach the top floor. Not high end or anything. It was more the like. What's the word I'm thinking of? It's like low income.
Like the ones along 118th and Washington, right there, those style.
Kinda.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing too expensive or extravagant.
So did you call her and say, "Hey, I'm on my way," or?
Oh, I didn't call her. We just texted.
Okay. So you text her. What is she saying? Did she tell you where to come to get her at? Is she in her apartment? Did she say, "I'll meet you outside"? How that happened?
Meet you outside.
Okay.
And I drove around a little bit because I couldn't exactly find the building. And then when I found a spot that was pretty close to where she said it was, I just parked and waited. And then when she got in the car, we drove around for a little bit, like 2-3 hours, I can't remember exactly, and we just talked. And talked. And then eventually I think she either got fed up with me, because I guess she was pretty serious about what was going on. And, there was nothing much more we could talk about because at that point I was mostly doing the talking. And she's like, "Okay, well, thank you for talking to me and stuff. Just drop me off here." And we went back in the direction where she was living, and she said, "Just drop me off here."
Where was that at?
It was some gas station over there. I can't.
Do you remember what kind?
Yeah, which one?
Damn it. I'm thinking it was a 7-Eleven. Or it was a Sinclair. I can't remember. I just remember green.
But by her house somewhere?
Somewhere.
Okay. So during that whole time talking, did she ever tell you her name or anything?
I never asked.
Okay. So take us to that. She comes and gets in the car. How that conversation starts?
Well, at first I just asked her, well, tell me what's going on. Why do you want to do this?
There's like no greeting. Like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm so and so."
I mean, when she opens the door, I say hello, and she says hi back, and she's just real quiet and timid, and I don't want to, force her to talk too much because, then it kind of gives away what I'm actually trying to do, because then she'll be like, "You know what? Why do you want to know all this information?"
What did she think you were there for?
She thought I was playing a role. She thought I was responding to the ad.
In what way?
Like, she thought I was going to be the one to do it.
To take her out? Okay.
So is that what the conversation was back and forth in the text?
Yeah.
Was that just... So what was that? What was she asking you in those texts?
She was asking me, like, how do you want to do it? Where do you want to go and stuff? And, I didn't really give her an answer. It was just real general because, I wasn't really thinking about it, But I was just like, well, I know a place, but I can't tell you. And then I sent her a picture of just like this wooded area by a place I used to live. And, it was a horrible place to ever try to do something like that because, it's in a neighborhood.
Where's that?
It's on 88th and Welby. It's actually where my mom still lives. So, I mean, it was somewhere real close to where I was familiar with. And, it's just like it's literally just some trees on a ditch next to a fence where the neighborhood starts. And, that was just so I could be like, this is a place, for an idea. Because I know that there's no way that, no one would ever, see something that weird and not report it.
Sure, yeah, definitely.
This is where Lopez's story starts to unravel, and he doesn't even realize it. He claims he was playing a role to save her, yet he sent her a photo of a secluded location, told her he knew a place, and let her believe he was there to kill her. That's not a rescue attempt. That's grooming a victim's trust. His role-playing explanation is a convenient reframe for behavior that tells an entirely different story.
Something that weird and not report it.
Sure, yeah, definitely.
So
you send that to her saying, hey, I know this place.
Mm-hmm.
What'd she say back?
And she just responded, okay. You know, she went along with it, and then we went for a drive, and of course I took her by there, you know, and she was like, you know, this isn't like the right place. Once we get there, you know, we had been talking for a while at that point, and I was like, yeah, no, you're right. And that's when I told her, you know, I'm not here to actually, you know, off you. I just wanted to help you, you know, talk to you, because I've been through all this, like I've been telling you, and I found that it's not worth it. And, you know, she started opening up a little bit more, you know, like considering what she could do, because...
Like how?
Just tell us how that goes.
Like in detail with her boyfriend, I guess, whatever was going on, and him stealing money from her family's account, you know, I told her, you know, well, if you know you're not the one doing it, and you know that he's the one doing it, then they can find that out, you know. Even though the lawsuit is against you, you can present them with evidence to, you know, help you out in that case, because you know it's not you. And if it really isn't you, then there's nothing to worry about there, you know. And as far as, you know, the HIV and stuff, I mean, most I could tell her is that, you know, there are treatments to help with that. And
how did that come up?
She told me that when I asked her, you know, like why she wanted to do all this, and then she started telling me about her boyfriend and all that. You know, I had to kind of edge her on a little bit to try to tell me, because it's not something you want to talk about with some person you just met.
And she said she got that from her boyfriend?
Yeah.
Did she say how?
I mean, I
how
assumed that it was just through sex.
She didn't go into detail or anything about that?
No, she didn't. But she didn't go into a whole lot of detail with how or why he was doing it or anything like that. But that's the most I could get out of her, is that he was screwing her over by stealing from her family, and he gave her HIV or AIDS. I can't remember which.
And that's why she was posting that and wanting somebody to find.
And it seemed like she was just in a real dark corner, and especially given the circumstances that she told me about, you know. I mean, I'll never forget what her crying and stuff in my car, just, you know, thinking about what future she would have. And, you know, I'm trying to tell, you know, there are things that you can do, you know, get treatment, and they're, you know, expensive or not. I mean, there are programs and stuff to help you out with that type of thing. I just couldn't give her any information on, you know, who to contact.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because, you know, it's never anything I've been through, and so unfortunately I couldn't help her too much. But
this is all on 88th and Welby.
Yeah, I mean, we drove around a little bit more, and we came back up this way toward where I live, just because, you know, I know the area.
Yeah.
And after that, I took her back. But I mean, I stuck to where I actually knew where I was going. So we went by like 120th and Sheridan, and then down to 88th and Welby, and then back up here on 112th and Irma. You know, just somewhere I'm real familiar with, because I'm horrible at directions, and if I'm constantly on my phone looking at GPS, I mean, I didn't think that it would convince her on, I knew what I was doing, because, I mean, I can't even remember how to get to the Kaiser building from my house, and I go there constantly. I have the GPS it every time, but I just stuck on mainly main roads, that way I knew where I was going. And then when she told me to take her back, I just put in her address again.
So you took her back?
Back in the same direction, yeah. And then she told me, you know, just drop me off here.
All the way back to her house, you say? Down the block or something, or what?
No, it was pretty close to where she was.
To where
I
she
picked
lived?
her up, yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. But, I mean, that's really all that happened, I mean.
So what was her plan? How was she planning on doing it?
How
did that come up?
She wanted someone to shoot her.
Really?
Yeah. She didn't really give a whole lot of detail, because she was unsure herself, but she was just like, when we were talking over the phone, she was like, I'm thinking just like, kind of like execution style, you know, like behind, the person be behind her or whatever. And, you know, I'm thinking, okay, well, she has put some thought into this, so it's not like she hasn't already planned this out, you know. And then when I told her that I couldn't like get a gun, she told me that she had one.
Oh,
But
really?
you know,
So she had a gun?
yeah, like in her house or something. But I don't know if she had it on her or if
She never showed you?
No.
Did she tell you what kind it was, anything like that, or rifle, pistol?
I know it was a
shotgun?
pistol, but I can't remember what type.
Sure, okay. So then she's saying, hey, I want somebody to shoot me.
Excuse me.
You guys start talking about this execution style or whatever. And then, do you own any guns?
No.
Okay. So then you let her know that, and then she says, I have a gun. It's like,
Well, I told her that I wouldn't be able to get one anytime soon, and that's when she brought it up.
okay. And she said she had one.
But I assumed, since I've been, you know, in mental facilities twice, that I wouldn't be allowed to own a gun because of the reason I was in there, you know, for depression and attempted suicide.
Sure.
But you know, I've never actually looked into it. I mean, I've looked into things like hunting, you know, back before all this happened, but after that, I just assumed I wouldn't be allowed to actually own a gun.
So she basically tells you, hey, I have one. Okay. Did she say that in that conversation back and forth, you can use my gun, or?
I mean, she did say that I could use it after I brought up that I couldn't get one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, I never saw it.
Was she asking for anything in return? Like, hey, you know, I'll pay you $50 if you help me do this, or?
She did bring it up, and she did ask, you know, like how much a hit would usually cost, and you know, just pulling from movies I've seen and video games I've played, you know, I gave her like a bullshit number or a bullshit estimate. It was like hundreds to thousands or hundreds of thousands. I can't
What did you
remember.
tell her? You said you gave her an estimate.
I didn't give her like an actual number. I just said it could be like hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars depending on the person. You know, and
Because now you're still playing into this, into her, what she was wanting.
yeah, but I
You're
kept it
still
real
playing
general.
into that, right?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm just trying to get a grasp on all this, bro.
Yeah.
Did she tell you, yeah, I can come up with that money, or yeah, it'll work for me, or what?
I think she did mention her family member's card.
The credit card.
Yeah, that her boyfriend was stealing from,
Oh.
because she does have access to it.
Okay.
And I told her, no, that's a bad idea, because, you know, if I was going to go through it and I was going to use her card, that would be suspicious activity on the card, you know, taking out hundreds of thousands or hundreds of dollars out of a ATM. That's,
You told her that?
Yeah, I did.
What'd she say?
She said, oh, I mean, that makes sense, you know,
Yeah.
because, I mean, if someone used my card in a place where I know I was never at, you know, because I've had my credit card stolen before,
Yeah.
and I had a purchase in Texas. I mean, they look into that right away.
Absolutely.
I was emailed almost
So
immediately
how did
after
you
the
tell her that
transaction.
we can do it then? Because you're still playing into her fantasy or into her, what she wants.
I just told her not to worry about payment.
Okay.
And she was good with that.
Yeah, she said, okay, I mean, I appreciate you helping me out.
So what was she like when she got in the car, when you picked her up?
Very shy, very timid. You know, not really a talkative person. Kind of like me. You know, I don't really like to talk to people a whole lot, you know, unless I'm working or I know them very well, which is why I tried to, you know, understand what was going on first before I started talking about myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not very talkative at all. I mean, the first thing that we did when she got in was, you know, we said hi, and we started driving, and I started asking her, you know, well, tell me why you want to do this, and then we smoked a cigarette while we were driving, while we were talking, and, you know, just trying to keep it as relaxed as possible.
Yeah, just try to get more info from her.
Mm-hmm.
What was she wearing? Do you remember?
I know she was wearing a hoodie,
No.
and I think jeans.
Do you remember what colors, like?
They
dark,
were
light, anything?
dark blue jeans, I think, and I believe it was a black hoodie.
What about her? Can you describe her?
I mean, she looked cute. I believe she had blonde hair. I can't remember.
Height, weight.
A little shorter than me, really skinny.
A little shorter than you. How tall are you?
I'm 5'8",
So what do you think she is?
maybe 5'4", not too much shorter than me, but you know, a good step.
You said she was skinny.
Real skinny.
100 pounds.
Maybe less. I don't know.
Age.
I don't know. Young though.
What'd she look?
Maybe early 20s.
Right.
Maybe. You know, probably around my age. 22 or younger. I couldn't tell you.
Remember anything that really stuck out about her? Did she have scars, marks, tattoos, anything like that?
Not that I saw.
Okay.
No scars on her face, and I mean her arms were completely covered, and no tattoos that I could see on her hands or neck or anything.
Any piercings?
Not that I know of.
So she's in the car with you. She's wearing jeans and a hoodie. So you don't see a gun at that point?
No.
So she didn't have it with her. You don't know if she had it with her at that point?
I'm not sure if she did.
Okay.
I'm not sure if she did at all. But you know, that makes me a little nervous, you know, in case she gets mad at me, but you know, I'm like, well, I've already come this far to try to help this person, you know.
Like you said, it takes that one person to reach out, so I definitely commend you for trying to do that for her. I mean, obviously it sounds like she was going through a lot. So, did she tell you anything else about her family life or anything? I mean, you said you were driving out for a couple hours.
Yeah. The first maybe hour, maybe a little less, I'm just trying to, you know, get.
Lopez is digging himself deeper, and the details keep slipping out. He admits he sent her a location photo, discussed execution-style methods, quoted her a price for the hit, and told her how to avoid leaving a paper trail with her card. Each revelation gets buried under another layer of, "I was just playing along." But these aren't the instincts of a Good Samaritan. They're the actions of someone who knew exactly what he was doing and is now carefully managing how much he admits.
I'm just trying to, you know, get her to talk to me. And, you know, periodically she would ask me, well, like, things like, have you done this before, or anything like that. And, you know, I kept it, like, general, you know.
That's how she would ask you, have you done this before? I mean, she wouldn't say, have you killed anybody before?
No, she hasn't. She's never
done this before?
Yeah, she never actually said, have you killed anyone before? You know, I haven't. But I kind of drew on a little bit of knowledge that my cousins have told me, because they were heavy into gang relations and stuff. I mean, my cousin, the only reason why he's alive now is because he was hospitalized for abusing meth, and then he went to jail. So luckily he's turned his life around. But you know, they were real heavy into gang stuff, and they would always come back and, you know, tell me what has happened, or
Sure.
you know, times where people have showed up with guns on their doorstep. You know, it's, you know, taking on kind of my cousin's mentality. I just told her, you know, gangs and stuff can be rough, and you know, you got to do what you got to do, and you know, just kind of half pulling things out of my ass.
Was she talking about being a gangbanger or what?
No, that was just when she asked me, you know, have you done this before, or why you've done this before, and you know, that was just me trying to keep her talking.
Yeah, was trying to stay on.
Just trying to keep her talking, but eventually I did get her to, you know, tell me more in detail what was going on. I just can't remember anything more than her boyfriend was screwing her over, and she had AIDS or HIV. And after that, you know, I started talking to her about my past experiences. You know, I know what it's like to be screwed over, because my roommate was taking thousands of dollars from when we were working to not pay for our rent, but to go and, you know, buy drugs or pay for women. You know,
that's hard.
And I told her, you know, because of that, I lost my first car, I lost my apartment, and everything that was in that apartment was thrown out because I came home from work and they were evicting me. So I couldn't really save anything. I had to get my mom to pick me up.
Sorry you went through that.
It's all in the past now.
Yeah.
But she just kind of, you know, she asked me a lot on, you know, well, how'd you get through it and stuff. I'm like, well, someone help me, you know, like, I'm trying to help you. And, you know, luckily I found the right people and I got past it. And then I told her, you know, it's not easy after that. I moved to Greeley, and I was technically homeless for 3 months there as well. I finally got a job, and then one day while I was driving to a construction work, I got lost on the highway, and I ran out of gas, so I started freaking out, and I ended up in the same situation, debating whether I should just walk out into traffic. I tell her it's a struggle, but once you get through it and you find a good place to be, it's worth it. Because now I'm a dad, I have a great job, and
We'll turn it around.
yeah, and that's what I was kind of hoping she would do. I just couldn't give her any information on who to call. I told her to look it up, but we just started talking back and forth on like what to do when she can't handle being sick all the time. I just told her, well, there are programs and stuff.
Being sick from what?
Like the HIV or whatever. Because I know that it does lower your immune system. I mean, my mom struggles with a medication that lowers her immune system, so it kind of hit home for me, especially because I'm very close to my mom. I mean, my dad wasn't the best. I can't call him the worst dad in the world, but he definitely wasn't the best. And my mom fought for like 16 years to try to get me under her custody. And it wasn't until my dad threw me out of the house that I started living with her. And from there, my relationship with my mom kind of built, and now that she's so sick, it hurts, So I kind of told her my story on that, because essentially my mom is dying. And I can understand from that point of view, HIV and AIDS is a whole nother world, but it's similar.
So your mom got cancer or something? What's going on with her?
They did find cancer cells, but they were dormant, I believe, and she has Crohn's. So her digestive system is trying to kill itself.
Sorry to hear about that. So hope everything goes good.
Yeah. But other than that, it was just a lot of, it's not worth it, just here's what you can do to get help, here's what you shouldn't do, one, leave your boyfriend. That was one thing we talked a lot about, like, you need to get away from this person.
Like, what did you say about that?
I mean, she's like, yeah, he's an asshole, but, I did fall in love with him. I'm like, sure, I mean, I can understand that. I've fallen in love with a few people that turned out to be completely a waste of time, And you gotta do what's best for you. Because, I mean, I broke up with my fiance for a solid month just so I could focus on graduating college. Or graduating high school, my bad. She's in college, which is why it's on my mind. But, I mean, it's rough to leave someone that you have feelings for. But you gotta do what's best for you, and obviously he doesn't care. Which is something I really tried to drive into her, because that's what really we spent the most time on, is just getting away from people who are not with your best concern in mind.
How'd you respond to that?
She was in a lot of denial. A lot of denial.
Like how?
Like, she's like, but I love him, and I don't want to leave him. And it was kind of back and forth for a while, and I said, well, if he's taking money from your family, and he's given you HIV or AIDS or whatever, then obviously he doesn't care enough to tell you, and he doesn't love you the way that you love him, and you got to find someone who does, and unfortunately we don't always find that person, but the situation you're putting yourself in is just, it's hurting yourself. You're pretty much dooming yourself to whatever he wants,
Yeah.
He's practically using you for money. And, I mean, the thing that really set that whole conversation off is I really hate womanizers, and I hate anyone who would use a woman in any way, like hit her or just use her for money, and it just pisses me off. So, I mean, at that point I was more aggressively just trying to tell her, no, get out of wherever you're at, go live with your family members if you have to, and explain what's going on. Because, I mean, if I knew who he was, I would probably have assault charges on me, because I've hit people in high school for hitting women. And it's one thing that my mom always drilled into me is you don't hurt other people, you know, especially when you've hurt them already. You know, you try to do your best to make it up to them. And it angers me just thinking about it. You know, this person who loves you so much, you know, and you're stealing from them and practically gave them one of the worst diseases on the planet, you know, besides cancer, and you didn't care enough to even mention it. And that's what really pissed me off when we were talking. But I mean, I tried to stay calm with her, because I know it wasn't exactly her fault. You know, she's kind of in that. She was in that phase where she was just in love and she didn't know what to do. So
you're saying you kind of were getting pissed off and you were trying to stay calm. What do you mean? Were you just getting mad at the whole situation, or frustrated, or? Frustrated.
I mean, I never yelled at her because, you know, being that I read that she was a shy, timid person, yelling was going to get nowhere. You know, I had to talk to her like, you know, people talk to me, because, you know, I didn't like it when people were telling me that, you know, it's stupid what you're doing, you know, or why would you think that, you know. But the more that they pressed it on me, like, you know, you got to think about what you're doing and you got to think about what's best for you and not other people, it started to, you know, sink in more. But you know, I had weeks of help,
sure,
not just
hours.
Yeah.
What was her demeanor like at this time when you're telling her to get away from her?
Lopez is performing empathy and performing it hard. He floods the conversation with personal trauma, righteous anger at abusers, and declaration of how much he hates anyone who hurts women. It's a calculated emotional display designed to make himself look like a protector, not a predator. But notice what's missing: any real concern about where Natalie is now. He's telling a story about a man who tried to save her because he already knows she can't contradict it.
When you're telling her to get away from him, get help.
After a while, she was just real quiet, you know, just, she didn't have any more, you know, like, well, I'm in love with them, you know. So I assumed that she started thinking about it a little more, and I had hoped that that's where it went, but soon after that is when I dropped her off. Like, she was just like, you know what, okay, and he'd take me home.
Real quick, you may have already mentioned it. When did you meet up with her? About what? Do you remember when that was?
Yeah, that's what I want to ask too. I thought you had already asked that.
Yeah, I might have.
It was early in the day because I had to work that day.
So early in the day? What time did you work?
I think I had to be at work at... It's either between 3 and 5.
Okay. No, that's...
They always change my schedule.
I'm not asking for yeah. So sometime between 3 and 5?
Yeah.
You already say what day it was?
No, when was this?
It would be on your phone, right?
Yeah, it would be on my phone.
So was it this year, or?
I think it was after New Year's.
After New Year's?
I think. I believe so.
Or was it before New Year's?
Christmas. There's a good mark. Christmas. Was it before or after?
Definitely wasn't Christmas. It was definitely after Christmas.
After Christmas.
Yeah.
So sometime after Christmas.
Sometime after Christmas.
Okay. So earlier in the day, he had to work at 3 to 5.
I'm thinking it was definitely after New Year's.
After New Year's. Okay.
I believe. Yeah.
You said that you spent a couple hours driving around, so you pick her up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, noon?
Probably toward more 11 noonish.
Okay. So you had some time to try to talk to her and everything before you had to be at work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, I was, you know, kind of subconsciously always checking the clock because Up to that point, I had been, late several times, and if I'm late anymore, they could either suspend me or fire me. So
I'm kind of confused though, bro, because you say that this was after New Year's, but you know exactly when you had to go to work, before 3 or 5. So
my schedule's always the same. Back then I always closed, and it wasn't until recently.
how do
that
you
they
know
started
that this
having
wasn't
me.
like on a day off? Because you said you had to go to work, so you don't remember if it was, what day it was though?
I think it was either Wednesday or Thursday, but I can't remember the exact date.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
How long, I have a question here too, I gotta ask, bro. How long were you guys communicating on Craigslist? When was the first time you sent that email?
I know it was really early in the morning.
That same day?
Yeah.
So you have no contact with her before? This was just, and it just kind of went?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. And it had to be early, because if you meet up with her at 11...
It was really, really late at night. I didn't sleep that night.
Okay, so it was early in the morning, then you kind of stayed up all night to the next day?
Yeah.
Is that something normally you do?
Yeah. No, I don't sleep
So you just
much
kind
at
of
all.
cruise Craigslist ads or what?
Video games,
And you just happen to be doing it on
role
Craigslist
playing.
that morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
I either play video games on my phone, my Xbox, my role-playing app, or I try to find new people to talk to.
So what time do you think this happened when you started communicating with this Kyobu 0606? 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning?
Probably.
Oh damn, it's early. Alright.
Like, I'm not gonna rule anything out on that. I know it was super, super early.
Cool. When you see the ad, you're like, bang, I'm gonna respond to that one.
Yeah, 'cause
Did you respond to any other ads that night?
a few.
I'm sure you did, right?
A few, yeah.
Alright.
But definitely that one stuck out, and that one took my attention away from everything else.
Okay. I'm sorry, I just had to ask.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Man, that went quick though.
Yeah.
I thought you guys had been, the way you're talking, it seemed like you guys have been talking for at least a few days or something.
No.
Alright.
After I got her to
Sorry.
initially come over her shyness, she was pretty open.
That's cool. So at least you got her to open up a little bit to you. So I mean, you gave her a little bit of hope right there,
Mhm.
Otherwise she'd shut down completely. So I mean, you got to give yourself that credit.
Okay.
So you're saying you picked her up around 11 or 12, somewhere up towards the mountains, or on the way west, is what you said.
Somewhere in that direction.
You said you did your work around 3 to 5. What time did you drop her off at the gas station? You just had the gas.
It was at least an hour before I had to work.
Okay. So you drop her off and then go home and get changed, or I mean, obviously.
I was
wearing
already
uniform.
I was already wearing my uniform under
Mhm.
under my jacket, and I just had my hat in the back.
Okay.
One quick question too. So you get directions. You say you're bad with directions. So you had your phone with you. Is that how you got up there? And you got Google Map or something?
Yeah.
And you just kind of mapped it out?
Yeah.
So you did have your phone on you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, and then to get around back, did you have to use your phone to go back to her house or in that direction where you dropped her off?
No, she just gave me directions.
Cool. All right. And that's the same phone you had tonight?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm sorry.
You're good.
So about an hour before work, were you late? You got there in time, so you didn't have to worry about anything?
Yeah, no, I don't believe I was late at all.
How'd the rest of your night go?
I mean, I was kind of distracted, but eventually it was just, I forgot about it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, huh? Kind of a weird situation. Man.
After a while I was just like, you know what, I haven't heard from her, I don't know what's going on.
So today when we came to talk to you, your phone, you were leaving it in your car. Is that normal?
I had it in my pocket.
Oh, that's right, okay.
Yeah.
So, especially assistant manager, you can have it with you in there. So
Yeah.
obviously probably not.
I know,
Messing around with it
sometimes the other managers will text me,
Okay.
or I'll get emails sent to me that I need to look over.
So you can have it, you can use it. Did she ever get a hold of you again after that?
No.
Never texted you, called you or anything?
Did you text her and see what's up? Like, hey, what's up? You feeling okay?
I did
Deal?
use the email,
Did you email her?
the one that I deleted eventually,
All right.
but after a while I gave up.
How late did you work that night?
I was probably closing, so it was either midnight or 1 a.m.
Damn. And so when you were closing, you said you sent her some more emails. You were checking up on her. You never heard from her again?
No, I never.
When was the last time you emailed her?
It was a couple days after we had talked.
A couple days after?
Yeah.
What about that same night you dropped her off? Because after she told you all this, I mean, I'd be like, hey, are you okay? How you feeling?
Well, I told her to, text me if she wanted to talk more. I would always be there to talk to her, But, I figured I couldn't be like too forceful about it.
Sure.
So I did wait those few days before I sent her that email.
And you emailed her?
Yeah.
You never texted her again, or what? How come?
Well, I figured either she went and got help or she just wasn't going to talk to me anymore because I didn't do what she wanted me to do.
So you kind of mentioned that you guys go to the trees or whatever, and she says this isn't a good place. What point you said she kind of figured out you weren't going to do it, and she got upset with you? How'd that go down?
Well, she was just really mad that I took up so much of her time.
Oh.
And she was like, I wanted this to happen. I didn't want to think about it. Which I was like, well, good. Now you have time to think about it.
That's how you guys are talking? That's how she's talking? That's how you're talking? I want this to happen? You don't just say, I thought you were going to kill me.
No.
You're supposed to take my life.
She never said that.
That's how normal people would talk,
No, she never said
That's strange.
Kill or anything like that. I mean, she did mention like shooting her, but she never said.
How did she mention that? Let's talk about
back
that.
in the beginning when she got into my car, and she was trying to probe me for information, if I've done it before or anything like that. She was like,
Done it before?
Yeah.
Not. Have you ever shot anybody before?
No.
That's kind of strange for somebody to talk.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think too much of it, but.
So how did you know she was talking about a gun then? If she never
that
brought
was
it
over
up?
the texting.
So she was texting you?
Before I went to go pick her up. But that's why I assumed she had the gun on her.
Ah, okay.
But she never asked if I had, straight out just killed people. She never asked, well, have you ever killed anyone, or if you or why you've killed anyone. She never asked that straight out.
Sure.
And I'm trying to keep it as
I
general
didn't
as
get a chance to
possible.
go to the bathroom before. So do you mind if we take a quick break? Do you want a water or something?
Please.
I'm
I am
gonna get some coffee, doggy.
I am a smoker, so.
Alright.
Yeah, give us a minute.
Guys,
let's
took the dang trash can out of here.
Yeah. Try to get you a smoke break here. Joseph, I'll have a water. You drink Mountain Dew?
That's fine with
I
me.
got
Mountain Dew and cookies, man.
I got cookies. That's about all I can do for you right now.
That's fine.
My stomach is rumbling. I know you got a joint too, though. So.
Oh, it's all good. I really.
I live on Mountain Dew, playing games all night, man.
I think I have a bit of addiction to the Mountain Dew Black.
What's that?
The black label is more of like a berry flavor.
Oh, really?
It's super smooth.
What about Code Red? You do Code Red?
Used to.
You don't do it anymore?
Baja Blast.
I don't really like Baja Blast.
Oh,
But I mean, just Code Red I never got really into.
my kid, that's all he wants to drink every weekend.
Doesn't matter.
Code Reds,
My
man.
kid, every time they come out with something like Halo or whatever,
Yeah.
we gotta drink.
I don't understand Halo.
Just, what is that app you were talking about? I've never heard of that. The app on your phone.
It's called Amino. It's a collection of different
Spell it,
role-playing
bro.
communities.
Amino.
AMINO.
Just like an amino acid then.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a legit app?
Yeah,
Okay,
you can
cool.
get it on the Google Play Store.
Okay.
The cracks are widening, and the detectives are starting to apply pressure. Lopez can't pin down the date, fumbles the timeline, and keeps hedging with "I think" and "I believe." When pushed on specifics, where exactly he drove, what day it was, what time he dropped her off, his answers shift. Then, just as the questioning gets uncomfortable, a bathroom break diffuses the tension. The small talk about Mountain Dew and video game apps isn't casual. It's a deliberate reset before the real confrontation begins.
Play Store.
Okay.
So what is it like? I've never heard of that.
It's just a collection of different communities for people to like pick a theme. Say it's like an anime or a TV show like Game of Thrones, and you can build a character and give it specific like a background history or like items, and then you join a bunch of other people and you role play essentially, like building a story.
Oh, really? So you're kind of like Game of Thrones, I've watched that. So now I want to create this person, the character, put myself in to be a Targaryen or whatever. I can do that and just create my own backstory, all that kind of stuff.
How many do you have? How many personas do you have on that? Can you create more than one?
Oh yeah.
So you obviously have more than one.
I have 12 characters.
Wow. That's a lot, man.
They're actually all just very similar. Most of them are named the exact same
I was
thing.
going to ask you, how do you keep track of them?
On your profile, you have a favorites bar that you can create different postings, like if it's a thing about literature or the theme that the community is about, you can write it there. That's where I keep my characters, and the oldest one is to the right, the newest one is to the left.
Oh, okay, so just by where they're at, you can keep...
Yeah, and they all have different appearances, and you can add photos and stuff.
What themes are you in? Are they all the same one or different ones?
I'm part of one that's like a Neko thing. It's a cat person, like a full-grown human with cat ears and a tail. You can be all kinds of different animals on there, though. And then one is fairy tale based, which is an anime, just kind of like Dragon Ball Z. And then I have a Dragon Ball Z one.
Part of like the Dungeons and Dragons,
No, but I do play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
You were talking earlier about how these personas or whatever from this app that you can kind of take that on to your life, or talk about that, what you were talking about.
Well, like when I worked at Dish in my current job, I'm not really good at dealing with angry people or things like that. So I kind of put on a face where it's like, okay, well, no matter what you say, I'm going to be happy. And my main goal is just to keep you happy and to make you stop yelling at me. Things like that. When I was in school, I was always really shy and timid, so I wouldn't talk to a lot of people. But when they came up and talked to me, I would just suddenly open up and talk to them about whatever they were talking about. It was just kind of my way of connecting to people.
So you're not good at starting it, but if I come up and just start talking about anime or whatever, then you're comfortable enough to just jump in and start talking about it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Absolutely makes sense.
So how does that relate to when you meet this person online? What is their screen name anyways? What do they go by? Because you texted enough times to know. What were you calling her?
It was over the email, and
Yeah.
the email just says Craigslist and then the posting number.
But eventually you get her number and you text. What are you calling her?
I didn't.
What is she calling you? What do you
I
tell her
didn't
your name
names.
is? What's that?
I think I told her my middle name, if anything.
You told her your middle name, Michael, and she doesn't say so and so. Because she gets in your car, so that's kind of a personal thing. Usually, if a stranger's gonna get in your car, you kind of say, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Michael." My real name's Joseph, but I'm going as Michael. Who are you? So and so.
Yeah, we didn't exchange that much on that one.
So she never tells you her name.
Not that I can remember.
Okay, so she may have, but you just don't remember. All right. And you say this persona, you sometimes take that on. Now you say that you were going to take it on as far as responding as a hitman. You kind of were feeding into her, right? Talk about that. Why you did that? I mean, you touched on it briefly about your personal experiences, bro. And your personal experiences, what, 2014? You said you were hospitalized. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
for
I was
attempted suicide.
suicide.
And that was because your roommate, he did you dirty. Is that why?
Yeah, and I lost everything.
Did you actually try to kill yourself?
Yeah, I tried to hang myself.
Where was that at?
In my apartment room.
And was
Before
that
I was
in
evicted
Greeley?
completely. No, that was here in Thornton.
Thornton.
On 120th.
What
where
happened
I
with
live.
that?
I ended up calling the suicide hotline.
Suicide hotline.
And I believe they came and picked me up.
Who's they?
Like the police and
Thornton
stuff.
police?
Yeah.
Was it
And
Thornton
then they
police
took
that
me.
responded?
Might have been.
And they took you where?
They took me to I think it was North Suburban.
This is North Suburban, 2014?
I believe so.
Okay, what month? Because that's pretty significant in your life.
It was
You should
at
remember
the
that.
end of the year. It was either October or August.
And you're pretty sure it was either one of those? Of
Either one of those.
2014?
Yeah, because I had just had the job for 9 months, And I
Dish?
started, yeah, Dish.
Okay.
And I started December the previous year.
Okay. And you said that what set you off was the feud with your roommate. That
Just losing everything. I
you
mean,
lost everything, man. You're at your wits' end. You think nothing's going right. Nothing's gonna go right. I'm done.
Yeah, because I had been working, so hard,
Sure.
putting in extra overtime hours just to make rent, and
Yeah.
I find out we're being evicted in 3 days.
Okay. And so you actually put the noose around your neck, or what happens there? You just call suicide hotline and say, I'm gonna do it. How does that work?
I went into my closet and I sat in the corner for a little bit, just crying my eyes out. And I'm looking around, and all I see is my belt and the hook up above. I'm too tall for it to actually work unless I literally just let my body weight down. So I pick up my phone and I call the suicide hotline.
Okay. And they come. Thornton comes and they talk to you,
Mhm.
and they eventually take you to the hospital.
I believe
What happens
so.
at the hospital, man? How long are you there?
I believe I was there on a 72-hour watch.
So they kept you for the full 72, man, because you were serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you talked to the mental health professionals over there, and they decided to keep you.
Yeah. And then after that, my best friend from earlier in my life, he was from high school, my first year, and he came and picked me up. He lived in Greeley at the time, and he took me up there, and I stayed in a hotel with them for about a week.
Okay.
And then, I went back down here, and I went back to my mom's, and she was pissed at me.
For that.
Yeah, she was upset that because I didn't talk to her, and she could have helped me and stuff, because she suffers depression as well.
Sure.
So she was just real upset, and I ended up either leaving or losing my job at Dish. I'm not sure what they decided to put it down as, but
Over this incident here?
yeah, I basically told them I'm not coming back until I figure out what's going on.
Sure. You gotta heal yourself.
Sooner or later, they terminated me, I believe. I just never went back.
So you were never actually like inpatient, like admitted into like a mental health facility other than the 72 hours?
Yeah.
So you never went to Fort Logan or anything like that? Or
No.
All right.
And then in Greeley, they did take me to a mental facility that was specifically for that, and I can't remember how long I stayed there.
Let's talk about dates. When was this? In Greeley?
I believe it was 2015.
Okay. And what happened with that one?
That one, I moved down to live with my best friend in Greeley, and mainly because I was looking for work.
Same guy from before?
Yeah.
All right.
And
What's his name?
His name is Garrett.
You got a phone number for Garrett?
Yeah, not that I can remember.
Is it in your phone?
Should be in my phone, yeah.
All right.
What's his last name?
Fedgerson.
How do you spell
I don't know.
Fedisham?
This is your best friend from a long time ago, though, right?
Yeah.
You should know how to spell it. Garrett what?
I believe it's Fergusen.
G-U-S-E. Ferguson?
I think so.
How did you pronounce it?
Fredison.
Fredison.
I always mispronounce it.
Ferguson to me. That's an easy one, dude. Yeah, be thinking it's something, I don't know, what the heck you got me thinking. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's all good.
Okay. All right.
I usually just call him G or Gare.
Okay. What happens? Greeley.
So in Greeley, I work at Taco Bell for a little bit, and then they end up firing me. Yeah. And then I started looking around, and there's this like workforce thing near where he lives. It's like literally down the block. So I apply there, and they tell me, okay, so come back this day. We'll set you up with all the equipment that you'll need, and then we'll send you out to a place.
Yeah.
So they send me out. Garrett's nice enough to let me use his car because I didn't have one at the time.
Yeah.
At least my plates weren't up to date. And I start heading out, and I get lost. And my phone dies, and I don't have a charger in the car. So I ended up just getting lost in the middle of cornfields and farmland, and I have no idea which direction I'm going in. So eventually I'm able to flag down someone, and they give me a direction back to where he lives. And it's like 10 miles in the opposite direction where I was heading. And while I'm heading back, I run out of gas about 5 miles out, and I just start freaking out. Because if I don't have my phone, I can't call anyone, and that makes me nervous by itself.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I'm in a place that I have no idea, what direction is what, and I freaked out. And eventually I was able to get someone to call 911 for me.
Was that somebody, or some random person, or what?
Yeah, just they stopped because they saw me, trying to push this big old SUV, and
Oh wow, you were trying to push it, huh?
yeah, I was trying to push it.
How was that working out for you?
Not very well.
It wasn't, was it?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. It hurt after that, actually. But they started talking to me, and I'm freaking out. I'm not really hearing what they're saying, and I guess I was like saying I'm just gonna run out into the street, and then they called 911 for me.
The people did? You were just completely overwhelmed.
Lopez has shifted the room entirely, and the detectives are letting him. What started as a murder interrogation has turned into a therapy session. Lopez is now deep in his personal history, walking detectives through suicide attempts, job losses, and breakdowns. It's a masterful pivot. The more sympathy he generates, the harder it becomes to confront him. But the detectives are still listening carefully, and every personal detail Lopez volunteers is another thread they can pull.
The people did? You were just completely overwhelmed.
I was freaking out.
Sure.
Out of nowhere.
So what happens with that?
They come and they evaluate me there, and then
They?
the police and the first emergency responders.
Greeley police?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right.
But yeah, the Greeley police show up and they evaluate me, and then at that point I'm starting to calm down because I'm like, okay, well now I'll get help,
Yeah.
And one of the cops, he was like, well, did you say you were going to run out into the road, into traffic? And I was like, yes. And he's like, okay, take him to the hospital.
Sure. You've already been down that road, so you kind of already know what to expect, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they took me to a hospital in Greeley, and then from there they transferred me to the mental facility. I can't remember which one though.
All right, so they take you to the hospital. How long are you in the hospital?
At least a few hours.
All right, and then from there you talk to a mental health professional, and they said, we should probably take him somewhere else. Is that how that goes down?
Yeah, they talked to me, and then they decided that they were going to send me to another facility that was specifically for that, recovery. I don't remember what it was called though.
It was strictly for suicide though, right? Suicidal people. For you anyway.
Mentally ill and suicide.
Suicide.
Yeah. Like they had different wings, but.
But you went there specifically for your suicidal feelings and thoughts.
Yeah.
That day. How long were you there?
I believe I was there for a week.
Okay, for a week, you just wanted to rest and talk. And I'm sure you had a lot of therapy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, a lot. I know that they had a certain requirement where I had to participate in either groups or other activities before I could actually be eligible to leave.
Sure. But you participated, obviously they let you out.
Yeah.
All right. And nothing since then?
Not since then.
Okay.
I mean, I have like moments of depression.
Sure, I think everybody does.
But nothing as bad.
You wouldn't be human if you didn't feel feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
But I mean, other than that,
all right.
Now that I'm mostly stable.
Just wanted to see, where you were coming from as to how you come about, feeling suicidal, depressed, and then now you've kind of switched it up a little bit, and now you're out there wanting to try to help people, right?
Definitely, because, even with my employees, I have an employee who suffers from severe depression, and me and him talk frequently,
Okay.
So
these are the events that happen in your life, though, to help you feel what this other person's feeling and try to help them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So this app, Omino, you have 12 characters on there. How do you go about taking the persona of a hitman, though? How do you take that role on? Because that's what you said, right? That this ad was for, what did it say? What was the title of it?
That she was thinking about taking out a hit on herself. But on Amino, I have a character that's for the horror genre.
Talk about that guy. Or person or thing or whatever it is.
Okay, so that character, I built him to be, just extremely charismatic, but because of the role play that I was going to play in, he's also just a psycho. Like he'll lure you in, and that's
Bam.
Yeah.
All right.
But I haven't really used them. We did like the one role play, and then they were like, this isn't really that fun.
What's the name of his character?
His name is Aki, A-K-I.
A-K-I?
Yeah.
All right. So that kind of helps you. You say you take on the role of Aki.
Yeah, and I'm really big into like literature, and the horror genre does fascinate me a little bit, because I've written stories, about love stories, action fictions, just short stories that that you write in school. And then one of my final assignments in school was more of a tragedy, and it was all about a warrior whose wife was kidnapped, and he's constantly fighting to get her back, but feet away from her while he's fighting, he dies. And that was the one piece where my teacher was like, you should go into writing. And I was avid after that, but then once I couldn't get into college, it kind of fell to the wayside.
Sure.
So it really fascinates me as a writer, but I haven't really had the chance to explore, because my last year in high school, I was writing down a rough draft for something I wanted to experiment on, and I left it in class, and it ended up getting me in trouble because they thought that I was actually going to hurt someone.
Oh, that's interesting, man.
What was that?
Yeah.
At Adams City High School, I had this little journal where I could either write what was going on with my life and stuff, or I would mainly use it just for rough drafts for poems and stuff. And I was like, I want to try something different. So, because I was really frustrated with what was going on, and how I was living with my grandparents, but my mom and dad were supposed to move to the mountains, and they ended up not doing that, so I was living with my grandparents just because they couldn't move. So I was like, well, now I've moved, and I'm not necessarily where I want to be. My relationship with my girlfriend's not going the way that I want it to go, and I'm struggling in school. So instead of playing video games or whatnot, I decided to write, and that kind of horror genre was where I was like, I wanted to experiment with this already, and I started writing. And the point of view that I was going for is, if someone was keeping a journal on what they were doing, that's what the reader would be reading. And that's what got me in trouble.
What grade was this?
It was 12th grade, my senior year.
You don't have to tell me the whole story, but give me the good parts about what this whole story was about. What would make you get in trouble?
Well, it was basically like a journal entry, like Dear Diary. I've been stalking this person for this long, and these are what my plans for that person is. I can't remember exactly what it said, but
you're not going to get in trouble for just these are my plans. What kind of plans?
It was like kidnapping, and then eventually, murder after torture, just because this person was supposed to be extremely psychotic. But
who found it?
My teacher, that I left that notebook in her classroom, and then they had me talk to the school psychiatrist.
What was your teacher's name?
I couldn't tell you.
What year did you graduate? Or your graduating class was when?
2013.
Wow, 2013, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Shoot, that makes me feel old.
Only 22.
All right, so then we have that incident in high school, and then we have these two. So you got a lot of stuff, and you like to express yourself through writing.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you're creative, and you like to do that. All right. Do you have any questions about that? About any of that?
Is that kind of what you were talking about earlier when she's asking to basically find somebody to kill her, you start kind of taking on that persona that you would normally do, like you're writing?
That's what I based it on.
That's good.
That's what I based it on. I've never actually tried to play a hitman or write as what a hitman would write down. But I have watched a lot of movies where, like Agent 47, I've watched that, and a lot of video games consist of sometimes assassination missions and stuff. So I base it on my psychotic character and everything that I have on Amino. Just trying to stick to the character, but I was kind of going in blind as well. But
talk about some of those emails that because you're responding now as Akil. Was that the name?
Yeah, Aki.
Aki.
Okay.
You're kind of responding in Aki-ish,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in that. Talk about what you're talking to her about, because she thinks you're legit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's going to think you're
convinced
legit.
her to meet you.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
thinks you're legit for one reason, because you're feeding into it.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about how you're feeding into it.
So, I mainly ask her what like her plan would be, and how she wanted it to go.
You keep saying it, how she wanted it to go. You're not saying, hey, how do you want me to kill you? How do you want me to take your life? Help you, assist you, take your life? You're not saying like that. You're just it.
No, I never said, well, how do you want to die or anything like that.
How do you want to die?
Yeah, no, I never did anything. Or I never typed anything like that. No, I kept it kind of general because it does make me feel uncomfortable. But at the same time, I was like, I gotta say something.
You gotta say something, otherwise she's not gonna respond to you. She's gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So I just keep it general, like how do you want to do it, and where do you want to do it.
And what is she saying when you say how do you want to do it?
That's when she tells me that she was thinking about just doing it execution style. She doesn't want to see it.
She says execution style. She tells you that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
she doesn't want to see it. She says that.
Yeah. She explicitly says I don't want to see it at all. Like she wants it to go super quick.
Okay.
Now the mask is slipping, and Lopez is the one pulling it off. In trying to explain his role-playing, he hands detectives something far more damning. A horror character built to lure and manipulate, a high school journal about stalking and murder, and a detailed account of asking Natalie exactly how she wanted to die. Every explanation meant to make him look innocent is instead building a portrait of someone who had been rehearsing this, in writing, in games, in his mind, for years.
Yeah, like she wants it to go super quick.
Okay.
And
what other details is she giving you?
Not a whole lot over the internet, because we did soon switch to the texting.
To text, right?
Yeah.
But whose idea was that to start texting?
I believe I gave her my number first.
So here you go. This is me. Let's text, because this email is getting old.
Yeah.
Easier to text, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And she's cool with that, obviously.
Yeah.
So you guys start texting. What time do you start texting? Because you say you respond to email, could be 2 or 3 in the morning, so what time do you start?
It had to be
text
around...
The first time you texted,
somewhere between 8 and 10.
So the sun was already up.
Yeah.
Sun's out, birds are chirping. That's when you begin to text her.
Yeah.
Until then, you guys are just emailing.
Yeah.
All right. How many emails do you think you sent her?
Maybe a dozen to 20.
From 2 to 8 in the morning, within 6 hours?
Yeah, I didn't check my phone that adamantly.
But you think it's about 20?
Yeah. At the high range.
Give or take?
Yeah.
A few. Then you start texting. And so she's comfortable with you now because she's texting you. And you're getting her number, right? She's comfortable enough to give you her number. So, what do you guys talk about texting?
She goes over it a lot, like what we were talking about in the email.
Go ahead. What does she say a lot?
Just help us understand
what
her mindset was.
She was just really adamant on having a set plan on how everything was going, and then that's when she brought up, like, do you know any place that we could go? And that's when I brought up that photo with the trees and that grass line by where my mom used to live.
And you're sure that's 88th and Welby?
Yeah, it's like 88th and Welby. It's kind of a side road. So you go down 88th and you turn on Welby.
Okay.
And then you turn left, and that is the street.
So we're going south on Welby now, or from 88th, or what are we doing?
Do you know where Riverdale Farms is?
Sure.
Yeah,
mobile home?
Yeah, on Steel Place.
Steel, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the corner.
All right.
Right there.
Of 88th or of Steel and...
Steel and 88th, it would be.
All right.
Yeah.
Steel Place is that, if I think I'm right, is that first street in? On
Yes.
the north side?
Yeah.
So were you talking, is it like by the trees in the green belt on the outside of the trailer park there?
Yeah, so there's the construction site.
Yeah.
And then there's another facility right next across the street. I'm not sure if they deal in construction too, but they have a lot of big equipment.
Plant or whatever.
Yeah. And it's that road right there, and then there's the townhomes on that corner.
So you say you sent her a picture of this area, right? Do you just have a picture of this in your phone, or
No,
do you
I
drive
had to
over there
Google it.
and get a picture?
I had to Google it. I took a screenshot.
Oh, okay. So you Google it and say, "Here, look, is this good for you?"
Mm-hmm.
And how does that go? How did she respond?
And I think she just said okay. You know, she didn't really think too much about it until we got there, and that's when she was like, you know, this doesn't feel right.
Cool.
You know.
So from 2 to 3 in the morning, you email to about 8, and from 8 to what? Do you guys text? To when you say I'm gonna go get you?
Maybe 20 minutes before I go to drive to go get her.
All right. How many times you guys text back and forth? Do you think?
Pretty often.
What does that mean?
Like maybe I reply every 2 minutes.
Damn, you guys are going back
Like
and
just
forth.
back and forth.
All that's still on your phone though, right?
Yeah, it should be.
Cool. All right. We're just trying to get into her head, into her mindset, where she was at, how she was feeling, all that. Okay. So I appreciate you helping us out. Okay. So you guys talk about location. So if you're texting every 2 minutes, you're talking about more than location.
Yeah,
Well,
she
and
wanted
this was not that
to-
long ago, so it should be pretty fresh still.
She wanted to go to the mountains.
She said mountains.
Yeah, she specifically wanted to go to the mountains. Now, you know, I know I have to go to work later that day, and I'm like,
Yeah, that can't happen. Huh?
yeah. So, you know, I try to drill in, you know, that it's a bad time, you know, and, you know, I try to convince her, you know, later in the day would be better, you know, to do this, you know, just to give me some time. But she's like, you know, I want to do this as quickly as possible.
So you agree to do this? You tell her, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, she would probably be like, I'm done with you. I'm gonna go back and look for somebody else.
Yeah.
How does that go about? How do you go about saying?
So
I'm gonna help you.
She starts asking about like how much it would cost, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, usually it's like hundreds to thousands of dollars or things that could be sold for, you know, value.
Yeah.
And you know, she says, you know, I have this card that I could get money off of, you know, and then she says, you know, the gun's worth money. I'm like, yeah, but how am I gonna sell that?
What gun? She just says the gun.
Yeah.
Or does she say like, I have a gun, I can get a gun?
Well, this is after she said that she had a gun. Yeah, so after she had told me she already had a gun, and I was telling her, you know, how much this would cost normally,
Mhm.
she's like, well, if I can't get money off the card because that would, you know, be weird.
Yeah.
The gun's worth money. And I was like, well, I can't sell the gun.
Why not?
Well, I would assume that you need paperwork for it, you know?
Did she tell you what kind of gun she had or anything like that, or
No.
just a gun?
A gun. Like she said, well, I have a gun that you can use, you know, because I told her I couldn't get one. But as far as type, I don't remember if she said it at all.
Okay. So you guys keep going back and forth, until 20 minutes before it's time to go get her.
And then I asked her, okay, well, where do you want me to pick you up at? And she gives me her address. I think I tell her, you know, how long it'll take me to get there, and then I just head out.
Are you coming from home?
Yeah, from my house.
From Franklin?
Yeah.
I got a question though. I mean, excuse me, it's my stomach, it's hungry. You got a girlfriend or a wife?
Fiance.
Fiance. 6-month-old baby, right? How do you get away to go, what do you tell her, your girlfriend or your fiance?
She didn't ask.
She doesn't ask you like, where are you going?
Mm-mm.
You don't have to go to work till 3, till 5.
Yeah, she doesn't pay attention to stuff like that because she was also trying to apply for college classes.
Yeah.
But
You don't say,
they
hey, I'm gonna
actually
go do
weren't
this.
home at the time.
They weren't home?
Yeah.
What were they at?
I believe she was with her dad, either picking up her brother from work or shopping.
Oh, all right.
You know, for baby food and stuff.
All right. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out, have you since told her about this? You haven't ever told her about it? She has no clue?
No.
All right.
I figured, you know, if something did happen, it would be best just to not bring her into it, you know.
All right.
You know, just for, you know, keeping her best
Sure.
interests in mind, and, you know, my kid, obviously.
Okay.
But, no, I never told her about it.
Never did she know about IKEA?
Yeah, she knows about my online stuff.
All right, but she doesn't know about, does she know about you getting on Craigslist, Women for Men?
No.
I'm not going to tell her.
Yeah, no,
That's-
she
that's-
doesn't
I'm
know
not
about
gonna say
that
anything
one.
about that. Right. I
She
don't
doesn't
judge.
particularly like Craigslist,
Yeah.
but she knows I go on it because I've looked for like cars and stuff.
Yeah,
on there,
everybody
but-
gets on Craigslist. You know, I don't know anybody that hasn't been on Craigslist, so.
But she
she's
doesn't
not down
particularly
with you
like it.
going, what would she say about you being on Women for Men?
I mean, she would probably be really pissed and asking me, well, why are you trying to talk to other women, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's all just for, you know, someone to talk to, but, you know,
Okay. All right.
regardless, she'd be pissed. Yeah, because unfortunately, we don't talk a whole lot because I work, you know, night shifts, and she's usually asleep by the time I'm home and awake, so.
So that's, you're just wide open for you, huh? All right. Hey, man, I don't judge you, pal. You know, you got to do what you got to do in this world, you know?
Mhm.
So, do you remember, I'm sorry, Ty. Do you have any-
The story is tightening around Lopez like a noose, and he's handing them the rope. He confirms the texts are still on his phone, admits he told Natalie he'd go through with it, and reveals his fiancée wasn't home when he left, meaning no alibi witness. Then he casually admits he never told her any of this, because if something did happen, he didn't want her involved. That's not the language of a Good Samaritan. That's the language of someone who already knew something had.
So, do you remember, I'm sorry, Ty. Do you have anything?
Go ahead.
Do you remember when you leave Franklin, your house, how you go up to this, how you get over to her house?
I take the highway on, I think it's 104th, and from 104th, I know I go left, I think, to go down there.
Okay. Do you know east, west, north, south? You know mountains are to the west.
And
You're
unless
you're from Colorado.
unless
so
I
you
see
should
the
know that.
mountains, I'm really lost. And even sometimes I forget like which one, like in the circular order it goes.
Okay, so you go from Franklin, and you go to Washington. From Washington, do you go north, or do you go south?
So from
Left or right?
Washington, from 112th,
Yeah.
I get to the Washington
Yep.
street and I turn left,
So you go left.
and then go down to 104th and then
South.
turn right.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you turn right.
So
And
now you're
then-
going west.
Now you're going west, right, towards the mountains.
Mhm.
And you say you get on the highway.
Yeah.
Which highway is that? Should be I-25, or that's there, right?
I believe so. And then I take that left, and then it takes me to our place.
You take left. You go left on I-25.
Yeah, and then at some point, I believe I got off onto another highway to go
Okay.
in another direction. But
Right. Okay, you're
I'd
from
have to-
Colorado, right?
yeah.
You're like a smart person. You know, you're to me, you seem like you have your wits about you. You're smart. So you should know the highway system. You know which way you went. No.
No. I'm horrible with highways.
Okay.
I absolutely.
But you go towards the mountains. You go south on I-25, and you get on another highway, and it takes you towards the mountains.
Yeah,
And you
and-
take that up.
Her apartment complex wasn't too far off of where I exited.
Not too far, right?
Yeah.
Alright. And what time do you leave Franklin? Said
It
earlier.
had to be around that time frame, 11 to noon. I can't remember.
11
which.
noon. Is that what time you leave? Because it doesn't take you long to get there, right?
No, it was maybe, the GPS maybe said like 24 minutes.
24 minutes. All right. And then you pull up to her house, her apartment.
Mhm.
She comes out wearing her hoodie and her dark jeans. And you say she's young. She looks younger, 20s. She's
Yeah.
a little shorter than you.
It actually surprised me how young
Skinny.
she looked. Like she was really, really young.
Really, really young, huh?
Yeah. If not my age, then younger.
Younger. Okay.
So were you expecting somebody different? Some old person, or?
Well, I was expecting someone, a little older.
Yeah.
You know.
I was going to say, I mean, does she text a picture of you ever? Like, hey, this is me?
I did ask her once, but she said she had changed her hair color since then. So, I went in, thinking, okay, she looks young in this photo, but I don't know how long ago this photo was.
Yeah.
What color was the hair in that photo?
I think she had like highlights, like purple highlights or something.
So colored hair.
Yeah.
All right. And then she says, well, I've changed it since then. So.
Yeah.
So you kind of knew what you were looking for.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't think that she would look that young when she got there.
When you pull up, what do you say?
Well, I just told her, hi when she got into the car.
No, I mean, like, what goes through your mind when you see her, like, bam, youngster.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, she's so little,
It's a little petite thing, huh?
Yeah, it's like, what could be going on that drives her this far?
Sure.
Because I know when I was going through all that stuff and I was younger, because I was maybe like 19 at the time, they were like, you got your whole life ahead of you. You've only been in this world for 19 years and you've been out of school for only about a year and a half. You got to stick at it. You can't just give up. So that's kind of what goes through my head. Is just, well, you have so much more to live for. I mean, just because a few setbacks happen doesn't mean that it's the end of the world.
Did you guys? She already text you about her setbacks and all that, or is that what you guys talked about in the car?
She told me in the car.
Okay, so she jumps in the car. You guys shake hands or anything?
No, we
Who's in the car with you?
It's just me and her.
Just you two, the whole time?
Yeah.
All right.
But
Nobody else with her?
No, there was no one else with her. She did tell me that her boyfriend was at work at the time.
Have you stopped picking anybody up? You didn't pick any of your friends up or anything? So just you and her the whole time in the car?
Yeah. But we talk a little bit, and then that's when she asked me if I had a cigarette because I was smoking one already.
Yeah.
Just trying to, not lose my nerve. Because I'm there to try to find out what's going on, and if I start shaking and stuff, she's not gonna believe.
Were you driving your Nissan?
Yeah.
All right. So then she gets in. You guys start making small talk. She sit in the front, or does she go in the back?
She's visiting my passenger seat. Yeah.
Passenger seat. All right. And then you just take off from there, or
Yeah, we just start driving around.
Where?
I start heading toward 112th and Franklin, just so I'm in an area that I know.
So you start going back to where you are familiar with.
Exactly.
All right.
That way I don't get lost or anything, because the last thing I needed was to get lost.
Yeah, true that. Because you're pretty bad with directions, man.
Terrible. So I mainly just drive around the 88th area down to 120th. As the farthest I go is Sheridan, and then I think Colorado Boulevard. On 88th.
You do go to Colorado Boulevard?
A little bit, yeah.
All right.
And that's just from 88th up to 120th, and then back around to where I live, almost.
Which route do you take?
Like, we're on 120th from Colorado.
Okay, you're on 120th from Colorado. And then what are you doing?
It's a left toward Irma in Washington.
Okay.
And that's generally where I live, is between 120th in Colorado and 120th in Washington. More toward Washington, but...
And are you just driving around?
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of aimlessly, or what?
Well, I'm like planning where to turn next, because I don't know how far I want to go, but I don't want to go too far.
Yeah.
So we kind of do like a zigzag in between the main roads. Like, I'll go on Washington, head down 104th, maybe turn on Federal, then go back up down 120th for a little bit till Sheridan.
And what are you guys looking for? A place to where she wants to die?
Yeah, that's what she was looking for. I mean, she asked me, like, is this a good place? Is this a good place? And I'm like pointing out, like, well, there's apartment buildings right there and stuff. Just trying to.
So, well, there's apartment buildings there. You can't go there because of the apartments. Why?
Yeah, just because someone might see you or something.
Someone might see.
Just trying to kind of talk my way out of it.
Do you ever take her to a place where you say, okay, this would be a good place here? No.
No, the only place that I show her is that corner street on 88th.
So you guys do go there, and then, all right.
At that point, she says this isn't a good place. You say, yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
You start looking for another place at that point.
Yeah, we went down Steel a little bit because there is that park.
Steel Street Park.
Yeah, and we walk around a little bit, and I was like, it's the middle of the day.
Oh, you guys get out of your car?
Yeah, it's the middle of the day, and there was I don't know if he was building construction or something for that light rail that they were doing, but there was a truck there with someone working. I was like, this is a bad place too.
Yeah.
Let's just go in the car and drive more.
All right.
And then we just keep driving until, we start talking about, what I'm actually there for, trying to help her out instead, and figure out what's going on with her life, because I've been through this, been through that, and then that's before she asked me to drop her back home.
All right.
And I figured, since it's close to where she is, and I think she's starting to think about it more, like I've reached her a little bit. I mean, it wasn't that too far of a walk from where she lived.
Well, you're out walking in the park. What's the weather like?
It was sunny.
It was
Maybe
sunny?
a little windy.
All right, so it wasn't freezing.
No.
It wasn't cold. What were you wearing?
My jacket that I have.
This one here?
Yeah.
What else were you wearing?
Stuff.
You were in your uniform because you were going to go to work after that, right?
Mm-hmm. I just had the zipper up so she couldn't see my Domino's thing.
How come? You don't want to know you worked there or what?
No.
You don't want to get too...
Because if she saw the Domino's logo on a Hitman, I mean...
And you're the hitman,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
It would... I don't think she would be as open with me if she found out too soon, you know?
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. So you got it zipped up all the way up, and what is she calling you, though?
She doesn't say my name.
She doesn't even call you, like, not Michael? Because you told her Michael, your name was Michael.
Yeah, she doesn't use my name at all.
Damn. That's crazy. I mean, you guys are in the car together, Man, it's got to be intense inside the car, man.
I mean,
You're looking for a place.
I was nervous.
In her mind, you guys are looking for a place so she can take her life, and you can help her take her life. I know in your mind you're trying to, think of a way where you can kind of help her out, but what's the conversation like in the car?
I mean, you could tell she was, really nervous, and in my head I'm like, okay, she should be nervous. This is a big deal.
Yeah, if you're gonna, help her take her life, Holy cow.
Lopez just walked detectives through a location scout and called it a rescue mission. He describes driving Natalie around his neighborhood, getting out of the car at a park, evaluating spots based on whether someone might see them, and hiding his Domino's uniform so she'd keep believing he was a hitman. These aren't the actions of someone trying to talk a person down. They're the actions of someone managing a crime scene before the crime.
This is a big deal,
Yeah, if you're gonna, help her take her life, holy cow.
I'm constantly asking her, are you okay? Are you nervous at all? Talk to me.
Yeah, what's
Let me know what's
demeanor?
going on. And she's like, I am scared, and I just don't know what to do, and I mean, it's understandable.
Sure.
Because I couldn't imagine what
she was dead set to go through with it, right? Did she talk about how we're going to do this?
Other than
that had to have
just
come up. How are we going to do this?
Other than
we're looking
just
for a
asking
place.
To shoot her, I mean.
Shoot her.
Yeah. Other than just asking, just to shoot her, not show her the gun,
Yeah.
And she brought up a few times, I want to do it, execution style, So I don't see anything, and it's super quick,
Okay.
But I always kind of diverted her pretty quickly from it, because
Who has the gun?
I believe it was in her purse,
It was in her purse, right? Okay.
but I never saw it.
You never saw it?
What kind of purse did she have?
It was black with
Like,
some type of design on it. It wasn't like leather or anything. It was just cloth.
Shoot, give me one of those cookies right there.
Is it like a bigger purse or like
It was
Smaller
kind of
one?
like a satchel. My best description for
Yeah,
it.
man. Don't be shy.
I
They're
like
good.
chocolate.
They're nice and soft.
You sound like my son. I don't like chocolate.
I don't like chocolate either, but I should have a cookie.
Well, I love chocolate, so
But
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it was a bigger bag. No leather or anything. No zippers that I can remember. But it was all cloth.
So you think that's where she had the gun, was in the purse?
Yeah, because it was a pretty decent sized purse.
Did she ever say it was in there?
She probably told you that, right?
She hinted at it, but she didn't
Yeah.
say, I have the gun.
How'd she hint? She like just pat it, it's right here, or?
I mean, she held it in her lap like this,
Mhm.
and she was kind of like playing with her purse a lot. So I just assumed that she had it with her. Because previously I told her, I couldn't get one,
Sure.
and she said that, I have one, and you can use it. So I just assumed she brought it with her.
But you say you never saw it. How long are you guys riding around together? Hickory can get there about anywhere from 11 to 12. Takes a little bit to come back this way into town.
Mm-hmm.
And you ride around, you go here, and you go up this way, and you go this way. How long do you think she's in your car?
Maybe 2.5, 3 hours-ish.
Okay, so you guys are cruising around for a good bit amount of time.
Good bit amount of time. I mean, there was a few times where I stopped because, you know, I didn't want to use too much gas.
Okay.
So we just kind of
You
sat
don't want to
there
run
a
out.
little
We know
bit.
how it is when you run out of gas.
Yeah.
Things go bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, I mean, we stopped at the park and the initial place where I sent her a picture of, and we stayed there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Not too long, but I mean, it was probably 2.5 hours, 3 hours that I was with her.
When you went back home, did you take the highway the same way to get her back home?
No, I used a GPS to take side roads back up, and then I just went to work.
You said you're a smoker. Do you want to take a quick break, go out and smoke?
I would love one.
So I'm going to eat your cookies then.
I'm gonna eat that cookie, dude.
I got Mountain Dew.
Let's pin this down though, bro. Because you said you dropped her off at a gas station or a 7-Eleven, and you don't really know.
It was either a Sinclair or a 7-Eleven. I just
There's
remember.
a big difference between a Sinclair and a 7-Eleven, bro. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
So think, man. Think what it was. What was it?
I don't think it was a Sinclair.
Okay. So 7-Eleven where?
Maybe a block or two from her apartment.
Maybe. You think?
I know it wasn't too far.
So you pull in. Describe how that goes.
So I pull up and I ask her, you know, do you want a drink? Because, you know, we had been in there and we hadn't eaten or anything.
You
so
pull it where?
into the parking lot.
Into the 7-Eleven parking lot? Suggestion.
I mean, we didn't park in the parking lot. I just kind of rolled up by one of the gas pumps.
She hopped out?
Yeah. And I asked her if she wanted anything to eat or drink, and she said no, I'll be fine. And she started walking.
Okay. Let's go smoke, bro. I don't even smoke. I don't smoke.
Do you need anything else, man? No soda, water?
No, I'm good with the one for now.
Okay. We got those. I can get you one anything you want.
Alright. Make sure I have my notes. They might be in the car.
Get your card. Did you get your cigarette?
The
So when I had you send a consent for your phone, you said you've seen it on TV and everything. I forgot to have you sign this, so I'm just going to invite you to it. So this is put the information up here. Go take my pen.
Okay.
This is your rights. Do you read, write, and understand English? Yes or no?
I'm pretty sure.
That's good. Do you read, write, and understand Spanish?
No.
Good, right, no.
You can read upside down, my friend. Not too bad.
I can.
'Cause
I
do
can't.
it.
Before I
can't
ask you any
sometimes.
questions, you should understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You're going to sign, or initial right next to it. You have the right to talk to an attorney for advice before I ask you any questions, and to have an attorney with you during questioning. Initial that. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you before any questioning. These rights are continuing rights, and you may choose to exercise them at any time.
Okay.
And do you understand each of your rights?
Yes.
And if you go ahead and sign there, and I'll put this part here. And again, we appreciate you coming in and talking to us and everything.
Okay.
Having read the statement of rights, I understand what my rights are. I'm willing to answer questions and discuss the facts without an attorney present. I understand and know what I'm doing. No promises and no threats have been made to gain my cooperation. And again, like you said, you've seen it on TV a million times. And today's the 8th. I'm going to put the date. Let's go ahead and use 6:40 as the time.
Oh wow. 6:40, huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I totally spaced that out. Alright, where did you leave off?
I believe we were talking about a little bit what was going on in Carmore.
Yeah, I think we were talking about.
Where you dropped her off at the gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah, gas station.
Right.
7-Eleven though, right?
I believe it was, yes.
Okay.
And what were you because I was kind of in and out of the room. What were you guys talking about? Somebody was hungry. She was hungry or something, or?
Well, I asked her if she wanted me to get her anything to drink or something to eat before I just left.
And this is by her house.
Yeah. And she said, no, I'll be okay, and then she just walked away.
Just like that.
Yeah, she just started walking
Not even
back
like
towards where she
a
lived.
handshake or anything like that, or thanks for listening to me, or thanks for nothing because you didn't do what you're supposed to do,
No,
something like that.
It was, she thanked me while we were heading back, thank you for talking to me, But, when she got out of the car and she was, before she headed off, she was just like, no, I'll be okay, and, I'll figure out something,
Let me ask what that was. So she just headed back to her apartment?
Yeah.
Did she seemed like, how was she talking to you? Could you understand the conversation? Did she seem like drunk, high, anything like that?
No, she just, she sounded a little more,
That's a good
like,
question.
she whispered a little bit almost. Like I could barely hear her.
More reserved than?
Yeah.
So it's not like she was drunk up her ass and
No.
called you saying this. So to you, she truly 100% meant for this to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Did she ever talk about drugs, bro? Her drug history, use? Did she bring drugs?
No, she didn't have anything. At least what I saw on her. I'm trying to remember. I think she mentioned something with her boyfriend, and that's how he got AIDS or something.
What was that?
He was shooting up some type of drug.
Right.
Okay. And that's how that led to the AIDS part.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I want to just say this real quick, but I mean, I know Craigslist, Backpage and all that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people use it for. And I know that women meeting men, men meeting women, whether it's casual encounters or not, the majority of the time it's for sex, bro. Right? And any time that you guys talk about sex, was this for sex?
No.
It was, you're adamant, this was not for sex.
100% sure.
Okay. And all this is on your phone though, right?
Should be, yes.
Okay, good. So, because like my experience with Craigslist, whether it's working here or just browsing, because I'm a dude, right? I browse, and a lot of it is just sex, man. Meet me here for sex. Meet me there for sex. Sometimes it's for money. Sometimes it's just for kicks. And any time was this about sex for money?
Not at all.
And it was just for suicide. She wanted you
100% sure.
to assist her in suicide. Okay.
The detectives just changed the game, and Lopez doesn't realize it. After over an hour of gentle rapport building, they finally read him his Miranda rights. Lopez signs without hesitation, still convinced he's the sympathetic figure in this story. But the tone is shifting. The questions are sharper, the details more precise. And every answer he gives, the gun in her purse, the 2.5 hours driving, the location scouting on foot, is quietly closing the distance between his story and the truth.
She wanted you
100% sure.
to assist her in suicide. Okay. All right.
So when you guys are talking about money and she's saying, I can offer you something else, I can offer you the gun, did she ever offer you any type of sex, anything like that?
Never.
So she's just thinking, take my gun. Okay. We just got to be able to wipe that off the board and
Absolutely.
say that we asked him.
Now, 100% sure it was definitely not for any type of sexual encounter.
Okay.
At all.
When you're down at 88th and Welby, she says, hey, this ain't the right place. You say it is. I agree. And you say you kind of start looking around more. You said you drive around some back roads, everything else, before you end up taking her back home. Where do you go from Welby?
So from Welby, that's when we go down to the park because it's not too far. It's just straight down Steel Street. And then from there, we go back up toward Washington. From there, it's like Steel to, I think it's like 89th, or it's like, that street starts with a D. I can't ever remember what it's called.
Devonshire?
There we go, Devonshire. And then we go back up to 88th from there, and then from Washington, I just go back to 120th, and I stick between 120th and 88th from like Colorado Boulevard and Sheridan.
So you never went farther east than Colorado Boulevard?
No, because I've never really gone past Colorado Boulevard unless I was going to go visit my grandparents in Commerce City.
Okay, so over towards the flea market.
Yeah, and I don't really know those streets as well, because I didn't really drive on those. It's not where I learned to drive.
Sure.
And I've lived over by 120th and Sheridan with my aunt. So I do know those roads, well enough to take the main roads back to where my mom lives. So that's where I mainly stuck to.
So I know right there at 88th and Colorado, it's kind of goofy right there, right where the new 7-Eleven is. You can either go straight up Colorado, or you can kind of, it splits off and turns into Riverdale Road. You went up Colorado?
Yeah, we went up Colorado from It's that 88th light on Colorado Boulevard. We just turned left there.
Okay. You never went down Riverdale or anything like that? You just shot straight up?
Not that I remember.
You could have, no?
It's
not that I
possible,
remember
'cause
means
it's possible.
It's possible.
Because I know we drove for a little bit, and I did get a little lost on where I was on Colorado Boulevard.
If we showed you a map, would that help you out, refresh your memory, bro?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so hopefully we can get a map of the area, and we could show that you may have been in that area of Riverdale. Because you said you got lost, right?
Yeah.
You mind if I go get a map real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can definitely point it out on the map.
I'm getting kind of confused. Going left and right.
Yeah.
I just know I drove around a lot.
Sure.
But,
So did she actually seem like she was kind of starting to listen to you?
I thought she was, but
maybe not.
like when she got out of my car and she started talking at that last bit, I was kind of unsure. Like I was definitely unsure.
Wow.
But that's why I told her, if you want to talk more, just let me know. Yeah.
It kind of sucks, man, when somebody that young and everything's in that bad of a place. That's the only way out. So.
Yeah. And I mean, she didn't respond to that, so I was hoping that she, would eventually talk to me, but
it just never happened.
No.
So what's up with work? You were saying that you don't write you up or something if you're late anymore?
I've been late on a little more consistent basis until now, and they're getting to the point where they've already given me a written warning, and the next time that I'm late a considerable amount of time, I'm suspended.
So
and
you're just saying, get your shit together type thing.
I just can't I can't afford missing any type of day of work because my fiance being in college and having a kid, is expensive.
So you've been going, you're late here and there, and they're kind of getting irritated with it.
Yeah. I'm usually no more than maybe 20 minutes late for work.
It's not too bad.
But there have been a few times where I thought I went in at a certain time and I ended up being an hour late.
But either way, you're still there, and you're just...
Yeah.
I mean, you're dealing with a kid and everything else, man. I got kids, I know. Time gets started on that.
Oh, yeah.
You're rushing to get them ready and everything. You're like, shit, I'm 10 minutes late already. So.
Especially when it's like no sleep.
Yeah. How's Domino's work? Do you guys have like sick time or personal time or anything that you can just take
Not
a day off?
until you're a GM.
Really?
Yeah.
So
right
you as
now,
an assistant manager, you don't have that?
No, I'm only also a level 1 assistant manager, so not only do I get paid less than the other ones that are there, because they have more training,
Wow.
but I don't get vacation time, I don't get sick time, and if I'm going to miss a day, I have to find someone to cover my shift for me.
So then that's just a day without pay for you then.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucks.
Yeah. And
especially if you get hurt or something or sick or anything like that, and you take a couple days off.
Yeah, like the day I totaled my car, I had to go to work the same day. I didn't learn until I went to the doctor's office that I did have 4 cracked ribs.
You're there cooking away because they don't give you the time off.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Is the lease pay pretty decent?
I get $11 an hour. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
get by on.
not bad, but it's only like 50 cents more than what I was getting earlier when I was just a driver.
Oh, so you started off as a driver then?
Yeah.
It's not a big job, man. I'm sure you got a lot more headaches dealing with it as a manager.
Oh, yeah.
For 50 cents more an hour?
But I mean, the reason why I took the manager position is because when I know that they needed people, because this Domino's was severely understaffed. And when I got there, there was only the 2 managers at the time, the GM and the assistant manager. But they didn't have anyone to close. So, I was like, I'm going to quit my other job and I'm going to work here full time, and that's when they offered me the spot.
Kind of in that position where you know you're going to get it, why not take it?
Yeah, because I was doing event staffing with a company called Argus, and they do a lot of the staffing for like the Bronco games and stuff.
Yeah, we work with Commerce City Police all the time. We can do off-duty over at Rapid Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And Argus, we work with Argus all the time.
Yeah, I was on their roam team, their security type stuff.
At Dick's?
I've done it at the Pepsi Center and at the Bronco game.
Nice.
But then,
pay pretty decent.
I mean, it was like $10-ish an hour, but I wasn't nearly getting as many hours.
Yeah, just a day here and there, and plus you're freezing your ass off outside of it snowing or anything.
Yeah, so I was like, instead of having this consistent job, or this inconsistent job, have one that has, steady hours, at least 40 hours a week, and, the pay is a little bit more, but...
You got that paycheck coming in.
Exactly.
You gotta be able to provide for your baby and everything.
Because at Argus, I was filling that schedule up as much as I could, and I was only getting like $600 every 2 weeks. And I was like, that's not going to cut it. So, switched to Domino's, and I know that's at least $1,000 to $1,200 every 2 weeks.
Guaranteed check coming in. That's good, man. At least you got something. Look how many people are just sitting out on the street corners begging for cash.
Yeah.
Just you're out there, be proud of it. You're working for your money and taking care of your family.
Yeah, I just wish that I had a few less bills.
Are you still trying to pay off all that stuff from your roommate?
I haven't even started on that.
No, so that's in the background then.
Yeah, right now I'm paying off a $2,000 credit card debt bill for my fiance. That's costing me $300 a month until about July. And then her college is going to be $100 a month after that for the next 10 years.
What's she going to school for?
She's going to be a veterinarian assistant.
Nice.
So hopefully after that she finds a job pretty quickly with that career, and she'll be able to help me out more.
There's vets all around your house up there. So I spent the last 6 years as K9. We used Community Pet Hospital right up there in Washington. That's where we took all of our dogs to for anything.
Okay.
So good people there.
And then hopefully after that she'll be making at least enough for us to get by on,
Oh, yeah.
while I go back to school. Because I want to go for either literature or culinary arts, because I love cooking.
Switch that role back.
Because I used to work at a sushi shop before I did Argus.
Can't do fish, man. I don't like
No.
fish. Yeah.
I didn't do too much of the sushi. I was the only person they had in the kitchen to cook the food.
Oh, wow.
So I would be making steak or fried rice and stuff.
Doing everything else instead.
Yeah. And it was probably the funnest job I ever had. Being able to see what you can make with the food and learning how to do the recipes and stuff, and then also learning how little things on the plate could make it seem more appetizing and stuff. So that's kind of the plan that I got right now.
Just talking about Domino's, man. They're working to death there.
I got a couple maps here. I got another one that's on the way, okay?
Okay.
This is just 88th.
Okay.
88th Avenue, Colorado, the 7-Eleven. How you say you kind of go up.
There's that Devon Center.
Mm-hmm.
88.
So let's see here.
There's Welby. And 88.
Steel Street Park would be down in here somewhere.
Yeah, it would be over here-ish.
Any markers?
And then...
No markers in here either? Markers?
So... The picture I sent her was right here on this corner. Of 86th and Steel.
Yeah, this is the Riverdale Farms, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
and this is where my mom's house is. So these are the streets that I, first learned how to drive when they were teaching me, and then up here and stuff. But so this is that picture that I sent her right there on that corner. It's literally just the street corner with the stop sign and stuff.
Can you just write like picture?
Yeah.
Just so know what that is later.
Pick.
Okay.
Alright, and then we go down here to where that park is, and then after a while they're like, this isn't gonna work here either. We come up this way, and we go down here to Colorado Boulevard, and then we turn up that way.
Okay. So this is 88th in Colorado. You're coming up.
Mm-hmm.
This map I have here is, so this is Colorado. This is a little bit further north. This is about 104th Colorado Boulevard. Now you say you may have gotten lost and you went to Riverdale, which would be right here. This is Riverdale Road.
And it comes out like right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's right there. So.
Okay, because I got lost when I turned onto 108th.
Okay.
Because at that point I was trying to get back up to Washington, and I was thinking, 108th could get me to a road where I know I can get back there, but I turned the wrong way because I couldn't get over, and I got lost somewhere over here because I was trying to go through these, and I turned on my GPS and we were up here somewhere.
Yeah, it's 108 goes straight through, kind of winds around through the neighborhood and comes out on like down here on Riverdale.
Okay.
Is that
I think I got
Turn
lost
left
over here somewhere because I turned into one of these streets. It's either this street or this street.
So you're just in that neighborhood now, lost.
Yeah. And we drove around for a little bit until I turned on my GPS.
And where'd you go from there?
Up there, I think it was 116th where I was able to turn back to Colorado. After it took me somewhere.
Off
But
of
I
Riverdale
can't-
or what?
It might have been. I think I was on Holly.
Yeah, because Holly, this is like this 120th. Holly runs right down here. McKay and Riverdale, they all kind of intersect right in here.
Okay.
And there it is. Lopez just placed himself on Riverdale Road. For over an hour, he insisted he never went past Colorado Boulevard. Now, with a map in front of him, the story shifts. Suddenly he was lost, took a wrong turn, ended up on Riverdale, the very road near where Natalie's body was found on a dairy farm. He didn't volunteer this. The detectives led him there with a map, and he walked right into it.
Runs right down here. McKay and Riverdale, they all kind of intersect right in here.
Okay. I think I was on 116th in Holly, and then I just took that straight down.
Got it. Alright, now I can get the picture. Instead of going left, going right.
Sorry, I don't know street names.
Yeah, that's okay, man. It's okay.
I
You know who
need
does
to
know
know.
street names, though? The GPS.
Siri?
Yeah, Siri, she knows street names.
I don't have Siri.
Oh, wow.
I just got Google.
Okay.
But even when I was like a driver for Domino's before I became assistant manager, it would always take me at least 5 more minutes to take a pizza because I had to sit there and
Alright.
my stuff.
Figure out where, get your bearings straight.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I live over there, so it's like not anything unfamiliar. I don't know the actual names of the roads.
Twist it around.
Yeah, fair enough.
Unfortunately, I've been trying to work on it, but with working and with my kid, I don't have a lot of sit-down time.
So, I mean, after all this, you may have told Detective Rogers already when I was stepping out,
Mhm.
but after all this time too, like you go back to work, you're there till closing, and then the next day and the next weeks carry on, days after that carry on. You just business as usual or what?
I eventually forgot about it.
Okay, but I mean, you're going to work
Mm-hmm.
the next day and the day after and the day after, and then eventually you forget about it.
Mhm.
Even though you say you do send her another email,
I sent her one just to see if I could get her to talk to me again.
what did you say in that email?
Just, hey, how you doing? Like, what's going on? Talk to me. I'm here if you need to talk to somebody.
All right. On
Yeah.
which email address did you send?
It should be on that KYO one.
KYO. Okay. All right.
And then, after a certain point, I was just like, it's either something happened or, she doesn't want to talk to me again. So I was just like, just.
Do you remember what her email that you were sending it to?
I only had the Craigslist one.
Okay.
So it never told me a personal email.
Did you ever text her again saying, can't get a hold of you on email? Hit me up on here?
Usually on my phone, if I can't remember what phone number it was, I won't text it again unless they text me.
So when you're texting, you're actually just texting back and forth. Are you using any apps back and forth, like Google apps? Or?
No.
Okay, so it's just straight text messaging back and forth.
Just on Messenger. They have texting apps?
Yeah, it's all kinds of different apps. You can go back and forth, like Hangouts, and you would have to have it for me, and then we can just kind of, it's almost like a chat room.
Okay. Yeah, because the only ones that I know of are like Facebook Messenger,
Yeah.
the Amino thing, and then Kik.
Yeah. Something like that. It's called the same thing.
Okay. But I know Kik doesn't give you a phone number or anything. It's just on your email.
Oh, so it's just email to email.
Pretty much. It's just doesn't go to your email, but you sign up with it, so you can get alerts.
Like Sarge here said, GPS, it's on all the time, man. The GPS is sitting here right now.
Yeah.
So if you're driving around getting lost, you eventually go to your GPS to kind of get you out of there and everything.
Mhm.
So as your phone's hitting off all these places that automatically hits off of and everything, is it putting you anywhere else? I mean, are you over by Riverdale Road? Are you down farther into Commerce City, anything like that?
I didn't go into Commerce City, I know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about over by the golf course
Uh,
on Riverdale? Everyone knows what golf course is. Big blue and white ball. And
I don't remember it at all.
that windy road, you don't remember being on that?
I just remember getting lost in that cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, okay, well, I'm actually lost, so. pull it up.
I think what he's explaining also is that not only does it tell us basically a person's GPS as to where they are, a general area, because it hits. Are you familiar with cell towers? Okay, I'll just school you a little bit. To get service, each service provider uses cell towers, right?
Okay.
And these are placed at various locations throughout the metro area, throughout the city, throughout wherever.
And that
right?
gives you your signal strength?
That's going to give you your signal, right? So
Okay.
of course you get to a tower, you're going to get a better signal, right?
Okay.
Unless there's a bunch of people on that cell tower, then it's going to be kind of a horrible signal.
Okay.
It not only tells you that, shows where I'm at in an area, it'll tell me the date and the time that I'm in that area. And it also tells me the general direction of which I'm going, right?
Okay.
And it also shows where I'm not. You know what I mean? So if I say, okay, I was here on Friday at noon, check Friday at noon on my GPS, and I'm not over here, it shows me down here.
Mhm.
Okay? So you had your phone with you the whole time, right?
Yes.
Nobody ever used your phone?
No.
Just you, right?
Just me.
Okay. We have mapped out basically right here what he's holding right there. I'll show you
This is where your phone's sitting.
where you were at
Okay.
on this day here, okay?
So now this is Boulder Turnpike.
Okay.
This is Wadsworth. Is this where you picture up right off of like Boulder Turnpike on Wadsworth? There's like the 120th, 28th or Midway, whatever it's called, that runs in between right here.
Okay.
So you'd get off the highway, come up. This is the Jeffco Airport or Rocky Mountain Airport where they always do the air shows.
Okay.
Does that look about right? There's kind of like, used to be a Target there, but there's some like shopping centers and banks and stuff all the way around this.
Okay.
And this sits right off of Wadsworth. Does that look about right? This
Yeah.
is where your phone's pinging
Okay.
when you're sending text messages.
Yeah, that I think would be the building.
Close to the highway, you said.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Yeah.
like,
All
right.
right.
Like it backs up to the highway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ish.
So it looks like you probably took maybe, you said you took a highway up here, so maybe
Mhm.
36?
Think
And
so.
it's right off the highway, you said?
Yeah, it was right off.
Because
the
it's
highway.
going towards the mountains. All right.
Yeah, from here to here is like a block and a half. Once you get off the highway, it's like the very next turn.
Okay.
Or 2 turns up. Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Because I know it was a highway. I don't remember.
Yeah, you're not really familiar with it, so I'm happy out there.
Yeah.
So, and kind of the same thing. I'll show you here so you see we're on the same page. Wadsworth Parkway again, Boulder Turnpike. It's just kind of a more zoomed in map.
Mhm.
It's showing exactly when you're getting your text messages to the phone number from her and everything like that.
Mhm.
So again, it shows you right where you're at.
Yeah.
This is looking like when you tell us you go down off of 88th and Welby-ish.
Mhm.
So right here, it's kind of the same way down in this area. You can see where it's hitting off the towers.
Mhm.
See, you live right about here-ish.
Yeah, right around here.
So all these that are mapped out, these are all towers.
Okay.
So when you're sending out a text, or there's your house right there.
Yeah.
So your phone's going and pinging off these towers. So when you send this, when you call this phone number, it goes to this tower. It usually goes to the closest one
Mhm.
until it's overloaded, then it rolls over.
Okay.
So it kind of shows us everywhere that you kind of went that day.
Yeah.
This shows us Riverdale Road here too. So, and that's what we're getting at, is it's showing kind of everywhere that you went, that you guys drove around and everything.
Mhm.
But what it shows us too is, I mean, like here all around, man, you can see these arrows telling us which way you went and everything. It shows us that you went to 116th and Riverdale.
Okay.
Do you remember going up there?
Maybe when we were lost.
Kind of like the old farm area.
Yeah.
There's a little dirt road that goes off of it, kind of back towards the old dairy back there.
I don't remember a dirt road, but
Do you know Macintosh?
Gravel
Dairy?
road.
no,
You've never seen that? Not familiar with that?
not at all.
Okay.
No. But I do know that I just followed my GPS when we got lost.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
I mean, if we did go that way, that's because the GPS told me so.
And it shows times of when you were there. Obviously the date,
Mhm.
which wasn't January. It was in December.
Okay. Okay.
December 28th to be exact. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
That's the day that she goes missing. Alright? Now I want to tell you this, bro. I want to tell you, from what you've told us, we understand this. That she was there, she was found at 116th and Riverdale, in that area. Wearing exactly what you said, okay? From what we think maybe could be an assisted suicide, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You've been very honest, I think, up to this point, but there's some things I think you're leaving out, bro, okay? I just ask right now that you just come forward, bro, and you get everything off your chest, okay? Get it all out right now, buddy, okay? We're not here to try to jam you. We're here to try to figure out what happened to her, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you know, all right? So I ask that you just get it all off right now. I think it's an assisted suicide, and I get that. She's crying out. You go pick her up. She has the gun. You don't bring a gun because you're not a killer. You're not a monster. You're not a psychopath. You're there to help her. Okay? And I think somewhere along the lines, things got out of hand, bro. And I think that you need to tell us what happened. Okay? Go ahead.
Take your time, man.
This is the moment the entire interrogation has been building towards. After 2 hours of letting Lopez build his own trap, the detectives finally show their hand. Cell tower data placing him on Riverdale Road on December 28th, not January. Not lost, not after New Year's, the exact day Natalie disappeared. His story didn't just have holes, it had a body-shaped hole in it. Now, with the evidence laid out in front of him, the detectives offer him one last exit ramp. Call it assisted suicide. Call it things get out of hand. All he has to do is tell the truth. The room goes quiet, and Lopez has nowhere left to run.
I took a lot of time trying to talk her out of it.
I know you did.
Yeah.
I know you did.
At some point, she just got really frustrated. She told me to pull over and
What happened?
she did shoot herself. And I freaked out. So I just got out of there as quick as I could.
Okay. So obviously we're going to want to talk now about how it really went, okay? I like the honesty, so let's keep it going. No more bullshit from here on in, okay?
Okay.
Now what's truth and what was not truth? Okay, let's start there.
So we did drive around for a little bit. You know, she was looking for places to do it. You know, for me to kill her, but you know, I was pretty adamant that I wasn't going to. And she started getting really frustrated with me. Eventually, we came up onto a road that wasn't too populated.
The dirt road.
And she told me to stop the car.
So you're still driving? You drive all the way down in? Okay, go from there. But don't leave out any details, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And, you know, we sat in the car for a little bit, and maybe a few minutes. And then she got out. And after we were, you know, arguing for a little bit.
About what?
Just, you know, you don't have to do this, you know, there are other things you can do. And she said, you don't understand what's going on. Like, you've told me that you've been through some things, but what I'm going through is completely different. So she just gets out of my car and she closes the door and everything, and I get out and I start talking to her. But she's over by the tree and she grabs her gun.
From where?
It was in her purse.
You knew it was in her purse, right? Okay.
So at that point, I'm worried if she's gonna shoot me before taking out herself. So
And what happens?
I get as close to her as possible. You know, just trying to, you know, stay calm. You know, don't do anything. And she kneels down, probably sitting by the tree, almost with her back against it, and she shoots herself.
Where?
Right here. Because I wouldn't do it. And then I started freaking out, so I grabbed her purse and her gun, and I just drove away.
Most very important question right now. Where's the gun?
It's outside.
Is it in your car?
It's in my trunk. It's under the tire. Under the spare tire.
Okay.
Her purse and everything there too?
Her bag's still there, yeah. I didn't know what to do, and
Okay.
eventually I just, I didn't want it to affect me anymore, so I decided just to forget about it.
Is that why you didn't go to work that night? Because you didn't go to work that night.
Did I?
No. You didn't go to work for a couple of days after that, right?
Called in sick that night, the next night. No call, no show the night after that.
How did I do that?
Not only did you not go to work, but your GPS shows that you didn't go to work either. Okay? So remember, no more lies, bro.
I really thought I did, though.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this, though, okay? I know you're there as a hitman. What she thinks is a hitman. You, in your mind, are portraying this hitman. Right? She wants you to do it. She gets picked up by you. In her mind, she thinks you're going to do it. She brings a gun. You guys drive around to a secluded place. Do you back in? Do you pull in? How does that work?
I drove into it, and I turned the car around so we could go back up the road.
Okay. You guys get out. Some sort of argument. She kneels down. Are you the one that takes her life, though, or does she do it? You say that you guys were arguing. You didn't get mad and maybe fulfill her fantasy, this sick whatever she's thinking about wanting to have suicide or a hitman.
Never.
And you say the gun was like this, or how?
And she just sat down and she put it like this, and then she fired.
Was it against her head, or?
I don't know if it was pressing against her, but
Okay. Just somewhere like right here.
somewhere. But I mean, I just remember hearing the sound and the smell of gunpowder.
How close are you?
Maybe within 3 or 4 feet.
3 or 4 feet?
Pretty close.
Okay. Now this is Detective Rogers' case. He's intimate about all the details of this case, okay? There's also, when a person dies, whether it's through, however, and the crime scene is then processed, right?
Mm-hmm. I did kneel down near her.
And
I know
what?
that.
And what?
I mean, I was just trying to calm her down, trying to get close enough to maybe grab the gun and take it away from her, but
Okay.
I didn't jump to grab it.
But there's also, when that crime scene is processed, it's processed for evidence, any kind of evidence. You know what I mean? There's also an autopsy that's conducted, and an autopsy will show how a person died, the manner in which they died, and it will also show bullet paths, the path of the bullet, okay? That shows where a person was standing when they were shot, that shows where they were shot, and if a person was able to shoot themselves, okay? Are you being totally honest right now? Because I know she wanted you to do it. You were there to do it. Alright? Suicide. Did you assist her in taking her life?
Only in getting her there. And that was even unintentional.
This is the same form that I explained to you earlier.
Mm-hmm.
This is just for your car. Will you give us permission to go get the gun and everything from your car?
Absolutely.
If you want me to read it again, I can. If not, it's the exact same thing.
No, it's right in the trunk.
Is it loaded?
I never touched it after that, so I believe it is.
When her purse, you said you picked up her purse, did it fall to the ground or something? Or did the contents fall out? Do you remember?
I know she put it down before. I don't know if she tossed it or just dropped it, but I know I picked it up in a hurry, so things may have fell out.
Yeah, explain how that goes, bro. Take me there. Take us there. She's by the tree. Tell me how she's standing. She's sitting, show me.
Lopez just confessed, and the detectives aren't done. After 2 hours of careful lies, the story finally cracks open. He admits he was there, she shot herself, and he fled with the gun and her purse, evidence he's been sitting on for 10 days. But the detectives know the autopsy tells a different story about the bullet's path, and they're pressing him to physically recreate the scene. The most damning details are still coming.
So
I need to know how she's doing.
From what I can remember, she's not crisscrossed or anything. She's not on her knees. She's just sitting with her legs up against her chest.
I want you to get down and actually show me, bro. Because I was not there. You were the only one that was there.
So she's like this. I can't bend my knees as much, but she's like this for a little bit while I'm trying to talk to her.
And what is she saying?
Not a lot. She's just real quiet. And she just keeps repeating, you don't understand. I don't want to be here anymore, Like, I want to die, but I'm scared to do it myself. That's why I asked for help. I'm like, well, there's other ways out of this, Don't do this. And I'm not too far from her, and I'm maybe like this, pretty close to her, just trying to...
So you're on one knee? Okay.
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm like this, and I'm just trying to talk her out of it, and she shoots herself before I can try to reach and grab the gun.
Did she say anything before this happens?
She stayed quiet.
What happened to her after she shot herself?
She fell over to her side.
She fell over on her side.
I know she fell. And
She
then
fell.
Where'd the gun go?
I don't know. I can't remember whether she was holding it still or if she just dropped it afterwards, but I was in such in a hurry just to get the hell out of there. I just grabbed it and went.
Where'd you go?
Truth now, remember?
So
As we know, we got your GPS, bro, so truth, okay?
I think I drove around a little bit on, I think it was either 120th or 116th. And eventually I just stopped the car and sat there for a second, just trying to process what happened. And, at that point I'm just like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I think after that I go home, since I didn't go to work. I really thought I went to work and just forgot about it, but if I didn't go to work, then I went home.
So you go home, you stay at home. You don't go for the next couple of days, you're just staying at home. You're sick at that point, you're freaking out. I mean, this is some pretty crazy shit that just happened.
The only
right
time
in
I
front of you.
ever called no-show is because I was sick.
Okay.
So I was throwing up after that, but that could have been from the shock.
Just the nerves and everything. It's crazy stuff, man. When it's real like that, I can't blame you for that.
How can you keep this in from your wife?
I didn't want to worry her. I didn't want her to, freak out about it. Especially since, we do have a kid and we're technically living with her parents. And, they're not the most understanding,
Yeah.
So...
Was this eating you up inside, though? Not being able to tell anybody? Just going on like nothing happened?
Like, recently I haven't been talking to my girl as much. Like,
Yeah, that's gonna, man, that
Destroy
stuff
you.
right there, when you keep that inside, you see something like that, you're around something like that, and you don't tell anybody, man, that's no bueno.
there's not a day go by where I wish I could have stopped her in time.
And that feeling doesn't go away, man. I mean, the easiest way is to talk about it and get that pressure off you, get that off your chest. It's kind of like Sergeant Hernandez said, I've been on this case from day one.
He has. He's been putting in some time on this.
Me and my partner have lived every day on this. So you're being honest now. Okay? We know you need to get this off your chest. What I can tell you is I've had to sit there and go over every report, autopsy reports and everything. The autopsy shows she didn't shoot herself. Okay? We know that. Just like you told me when we first sat down, you watched CSI, everything like that. There's evidence that's on every time that shows if somebody's where the gun is at, how far away, everything. We know the gun was at least 3 feet away, a foot to 3 feet away. But like Sarge said, there's a big difference, man, between serial killer, murder, and everything. Neither one of us are sitting here right now saying, you went there to kill her, you went there to murder her.
No.
So we know that didn't happen. But we also know she didn't shoot herself. The evidence shows us that. And that's not something that I can interpret wrong than anybody else. These are doctors and scientists saying this is exactly what happened.
Yes.
So we know she wasn't shot by herself. Did she give you the gun when you guys were kneeling down?
Let it out, bro.
You gotta get off your chest.
Get it out. Get it out.
Did she ask you to do it? Or what'd she say, man?
She was begging.
For you to do it? So you're kneeling down. We know she's kneeling down and she's sitting on her knees. We know exactly how the bullet goes and everything. So at that point you just decided to do it?
I couldn't do it the way that she asked. It couldn't be that inhuman to her.
Sure. You're making this connection. She has already opened up to you, so...
Yeah.
Is that why you decided to do it where you were looking at her? You do it from the front right here.
I couldn't imagine, like, what she had been going through, you know. I mean, I've gone through similar things, but that bad, you know.
I can tell you, man, like I said, my partner, we have talked to the family, we have learned everything about this girl. She was going through a lot.
She had a lot
Crazy
of
amount of
issues,
stuff.
man.
Like, I can't even imagine what she was going through.
You name it, she was involved in it somehow, or it happened to her somewhere in some capacity. So
That's what I'm saying, man.
I cried the whole time.
Absolutely. Did you just fire the one shot? After that, you grabbed her purse?
That's when I freaked out and just got out of there.
And we have phone records, and that's what we were going to ask you, is we see you never texted her again after that. We see you never called her. I mean, it's pretty obvious to us at some point. I mean, the rest of her family, everybody's still talking to her, trying to.
Yes.
So that's how we come to you. Okay, your phone number comes up. So we weren't lying to you about that. We needed you to kind of help us piece this together. Everybody's told us she was suicidal. We know that.
Yeah.
We had nothing to confirm it until you know. Now you place all that together, man. You finish that picture that we didn't have.
Yes.
I can't imagine what you're going through.
How do you keep that in, man? I don't understand. Wow, I would have exploded, imploded, all that, you know? Holy cow.
I know I couldn't talk about it to any of my family members.
She wanted you to do it from behind, right? Execution style. I'm not as intimate as he is. He knows this all the way. How is it? I am her. You're you. Natalie is her name. Okay. Natalie's down like this, you say. Kind of sitting on her butt, though, right? Okay. How are you? How do you decide to do it? Which way? On her left, on her right?
I'm on her left.
Okay, so you be you. I'm going to be me. Be you. Okay? This is where we got to get all the details, bro.
We know the tree's right here, if that helps you. We know the tree.
So should I be sitting against the tree?
No, you're perfect.
Okay.
This is generally what it was.
And what's the conversation right before it happens? Are you saying anything to her? Do you guys say a prayer? And what's going on?
We pray.
Who do you pray to?
I was raised Catholic Lutheran.
Okay.
I'm just sitting there praying, you know, hoping that, you know, she finds something better in the next life.
And what's she doing?
She's just silent.
Does she have her eyes closed? Okay. And you're saying you're praying. You're actually praying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You say a prayer. Then what?
And then, you know, I ask her again, are you sure that you want to do this? I'm still crying.
Okay. You're crying. Okay.
I don't know if I was bawling or if I was just had tears down my eyes, but
okay.
I asked her, you know, are you sure about this? Because during the car ride, she did convince me to do it.
Okay. I'm sure she did. She was very convincing. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
And then she's like, yes, please just end all this pain that I'm in.
Okay.
So I closed my eyes, and that's when I fired.
You close your eyes. How do you arm bent like this? Is your arm straight out? You use two hands or what?
It was two hands because I was shaking.
And you put it to her head, or you're away?
I'm away.
You're away, because that obviously that's, you know, evidence, okay? And are you aiming?
No, I turned my head like this and closed my eyes.
Okay.
Did you know you were pointing it at her before you closed your eyes? So that way you knew that it was at least pointed in the right direction?
Okay.
So that's when you shot. Was it pretty obvious she was dead at that point?
I just assumed when she fell over.
Where was her purse at?
Not too far from her. It was probably closer to me than her. I just grabbed it and hopped in my car and left.
Did you say anything to her afterwards? Did you check, just seeing? Did you check on her at all, or you just got the purse and got out of there?
I left out of there, and then when I stopped in my car in that neighborhood on, it was either 116th or 120th, I just started crying again. You know, hoping that she does find something better, you know, in the next life, or that I hope that her pain is finally over, you know.
At what point do you put the gun? Where do you put the gun when you get in and you haul ass out of there?
It's just in the purse in my passenger seat at that point.
Okay, and then when do you make the transfer from inside to the trunk?
Not until I get home.
Okay. And that's where it's been ever since? Is it still loaded?
I believe so, because I never checked it after that.
And she brought the gun, right? Okay. I believe that.
Did she have her phone? So she didn't have her phone with her that day. Okay. Did she say why?
She told me she left it at her house.
She told you. She told you. Which is true. It was at her house.
Yeah. So the only other question I have, I don't know if you have some more. When we found Natalie, and it was her processing the crime scene and everything, her pockets are turned inside out. Was there something in her pocket that you had to get back out?
I never touched her.
Was that, did you even see that? Was that like that before?
No, her pockets were in her jeans and everything. I never.
So you guys are kneeling down, you shoot her, and you never touch her or anything? You never entered her pockets at all?
Not at all. The only things I grabbed of hers were the purse and the gun.
Okay. Want to take a break? Use the restroom or something? We'll take a smoke break in a while, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Just a few minutes, please. Joseph, thank you for telling us the truth. It helps. Okay.
It's really been
Stand
killing
up.
me every day. It's just.
I had to give you a hug. I don't know why, but I just felt like
It's
like doing that. Okay, I see how it's wearing on you.
It's been haunting me.
It's been haunting you.
Like, I regret it every day. There's
I
not
know
a
you
day
do.
I go by.
Because you want to know why? You're human. You're not an animal. You're not a killer. That's why. All right?
Joseph Lopez just confessed to killing Natalie Bollinger. After 2 hours of lies, deflections, and carefully constructed sympathy, the truth finally came out. Not with anger, not with a breakdown, but quietly in pieces. He prayed with her. He asked if she was sure. He closed his eyes and pulled the trigger. Then he drove away, went home, and said nothing for 10 days. Whether this was mercy or murder, the law has only one answer. And the gun, the one piece of evidence that could have disappeared forever, was sitting in his trunk the entire time.
Just a few minutes and we'll be right back. You need anything? Get on water and then get you a cigarette here in a minute.
You gotta go to the bathroom or anything? You sure?
Mm-hmm.
You hanging in there? You hanging tough?
Trying.
I mean, you knew sooner or later that it's you know, someone's gonna come knocking, bro, and we're gonna have to sit down and talk about things, bro. So
I don't know why I didn't just tell you.
that's okay. Hey, you know what? We don't take that personal. We go through that day in and day out in this job. People don't want to tell you things. People don't want to say, yes, it was me. People don't want, they want to deflect, so we're used to that, okay? But I'll tell you what, though, man, we already knew, basically, when we first started talking to you, which direction, once the phone records came back, bro, it took a little bit, but once we got those back, okay, we knew exactly who we had to go talk to, all right? We just didn't know the way it went down, and then you helped us out with that, okay? So we just took it step by step, one at a time, and we got through it, right? So the next process that we have to do is we're probably going to talk about maybe some more details. If there are any details that we left out, we're going to iron those out, and then we move on from there, okay? I don't know how the district attorney's office is going to feel about this, what they're going to say, okay? Because they have the ultimate decision as far as if you're going to be charged at all. All right, that is not us, that is them. So, but that's going to be our next step, okay? So, but we're not going anywhere. I'm here. My partner's here too, all right? Like I said, we're not here to jam you up, bro. We just wanted to know what happened to Natalie. Her last day on Earth, her last couple of hours and minutes, all right? So, not only us, but her family as well, okay? Because she does have a family, and they wanted to know exactly what happened to her as well, so, okay? So not only does it give you peace to get that off your chest, because that does give you peace, bro. To get something like that off, man, I couldn't imagine that burden that you were carrying. But it also gives the family peace, okay? They'll never have peace without their daughter. They'll never get over this. You never get over losing your child, right? But at least you can begin the healing process once you know what happened, okay? So, but I just wanted to let you know that that's what we're gonna do now, okay?
Other than what I told you, and
Yeah.
other than, dropping her off and stuff, it was just, most of it was just her just, begging me just to do her this one mercy.
Did she tell you why? I know my partner's not here, but did she tell you why? Why she wanted to die so bad?
Her boyfriend was stealing money from one of her relatives.
That was true.
I guess there was a lawsuit against her, or someone was bringing her to court for it.
File charges on her. Okay.
And she didn't know how to, prove it wasn't her, that it was her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to out him because she was so in love with him. I did ask her why she stayed with him. Why would you?
Yeah.
But I just let her talk to me about it, and it was after she told me that she had gotten AIDS from him because he was an addict, or he used to be an addict or something.
Yeah.
And she just started crying and practically begging me just to do it because she couldn't take it anymore.
Okay. Which is why she brought the gun. At what point did she show you she had the gun?
Not until we got on that road.
Okay.
Like maybe 3 minutes before it happened.
But when she gets in the car, does she say, I have a gun? Because you knew it was in her purse.
After a little bit, she said it's in my purse.
Okay. Alright. Alright, hang tight. Let's see what everybody's doing, okay?
you're talking to her, when you first see that Craigslist, are you on your phone, are you on your computer, what are you using?
It's my phone.
Your phone? And that was, you were using that email that...
Everything was through my phone.
Kiambi. You don't remember what her phone was? Or her email?
Is it just a Craigslist email that they usually gives you?
Yeah.
What is, the SS Gerd, how do you say that?
Chess phone.
Okay. So that's your current email. Do you have what's your password for that?
It's capital N-A-R.
All capitals?
No, just the first one.
N-A-R.
U-T-O.
Naruto.
95 exclamation point, if I remember correctly.
It's a character, isn't it?
Yes.
Game. Or is that a cartoon?
Both.
Oh, both, yeah. Okay.
Did you see any of this on TV when it all happened? Did you see any of it on TV later on? Okay, so
I don't really watch news or anything.
So
I'm usually asleep, and if I'm not asleep, I'm at work.
So today when we showed up, that was the first time that, since all this happened, that anything kind of came back.
You knew what it was for, because right, you told me, remember? You're like, I know what this is for.
Okay. It's
all out there now, man, so we're good.
The whole time. It's always been in the back of my head.
Absolutely. Hell yeah, I don't know how it would not be, man. I was telling him, I don't know how he had kept this in. This would have killed me.
Like, I debated and just thought about, calling in and telling the police, but
it's all right,
in the
we're
forethought of my mind, it was, well, then my fiance's not working, who's gonna provide for my son?
Sure.
So I tried to move on just so I could keep working, so I could do it for him.
Do you have anything else?
I don't think I do. I know they had some follow-ups questions or something like that.
Yeah, it was just what I asked.
Okay.
I don't have any other questions. So.
Is there anything else that you left out, maybe, that you thought about? Because when you were gone, we were talking just those small things, but we were talking about she gets into the car, and at what point do you know that she has the gun in her purse?
It was a little bit after I had showed her the park.
So after you drove down to the park, that's when she said, did she show it to you, or how does that go?
She never showed it
just
to
tells
me
you?
until the end. She just said it's in my purse.
And what do you say? Okay.
Well, I did get a little nervous because I didn't know what she would do.
It's starting to get real then, huh, when she tells you that?
So I started to shake a little bit, so I started smoking a lot more.
I bet.
You're familiar with guns at all? Do you know what a Glock looks like?
I couldn't tell you the difference.
So you don't know what kind it is, huh?
Was it black, silver?
I think it was like greenish.
Okay.
You know the difference between a revolver and a semi-automatic, right?
Yeah, that one I know from like video games and stuff.
Okay.
A revolver I know is a 6-shot only.
Sure, like a wheel gun, cowboy style.
Yeah.
This one have a
It's definitely not a revolver.
pistol. Did it have a light on it?
It had something attached to it. I'm not sure if it was a light or a laser.
Okay. That's all I got now.
I don't think I have anything else either, man. We've kind of discussed a little bit about what's going to happen here as far as charges. Ultimately it'll be up to the district attorney's office, like I told you, as to, if they charge you, what they charge you with, okay, for assisting her.
And we're waiting to hear back.
Joseph Lopez walked into that interrogation room with a story, a good Samaritan, a role player, a man who had been through the darkness himself and just wanted to help someone find their way out of it. For 2 hours, he built that story carefully, detail by detail, emotion by emotion, tear by tear. But the truth has a way of surviving. Cell towers don't lie, autopsies don't lie, and a gun hidden under a spare tire for 10 days doesn't lie. On December 28, 2017, Natalie Bollinger got into a car with a stranger she found on Craigslist. a stranger she believed had come to end her suffering. She was 19 years old. Whatever pain she was carrying that day, she deserved more than a dirt road and a prayer in front of a man who barely knew her name. Lopez was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Whether Natalie wanted to die does not, under the law, give another person the right to kill her. Assisted suicide is not a defense to pulling a trigger. And the evidence made clear that in her final moments, the choice was not entirely hers. Natalie's family spent one day not knowing where she was. They've spent every day since knowing exactly what happened and why no one called for help. Some burdens once carried never fully lift. Lopez said it himself. There's not a day that goes by. For Natalie's family, there isn't either.